Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to episode 21 of Elloria's Descent into Chaos. And when we last left off, we had a bit of an adventure and a few excursions throughout the town of Bitterbrook. Our group was split, and a bunch of activities happened. Zarlius visited one of the ships that is currently docked, found some weird particular runes on a compass that the captain has, decided to note those down quickly and leave. After that, we saw Arden and John do a little shopping spree. They ended up meeting a couple new characters. We have a wild, crazy gnome named Sniffy, and then they went to a magic shop owned by a tiefling named Zarek. After that, they pretty much bought most of their wares, and if not a little bit of what they had. And then, after that, the crew was all forced teleported to meet the mayor, Elowin Varix, as well as the person who teleported them, Lady Silra Vexmore. Pretty much, they're the two heads of this place, and they commissioned the group to take out a adversary of high caliber known as the High Priest, Malakar the Shroudbringer. And he's been a thorn in their side for, let's say, a couple of years now, but rising into prominent power recently, and may cause a threat to the rest of the town, so they have commissioned this group to take him out, if they choose to do so. Other than that, they all were pretty much teleported back to where they were. So all separated again, and then eventually brought back together once more through the sending stones that most of the group has. They then tracked down the drowned library that apparently is a labyrinth-like library underneath the city, but it's only accessible during low tide, which was pretty cool, pretty fast, and interesting. How they did it was there was a person who was being petrified, and they eventually freed her, and we continued on from there. Pretty much, not too much happened after that, but now everybody is currently at the cart, except for Hellrend. He is still outside the front gate by his little lumber mill. So, where we pick back up, we're going to pick up with the group in the cart. Pretty much, it's everybody else except for Hellrend. So, let's see. The first person we'll check up on would be William, because he woke up already and did pretty much a legend lore, trying to learn a bit more about Mateus. Not too much is being shown at the moment, but maybe if he tries the spell at another time, he might. He's the first one to wake up and possibly heads down to the kitchen area where Nevri, Mr. Holg, and I'm be honest, I forgot the other shadow person that was supposed to be here. I forgot their name and what they are. But they're...
I know it's a female and she is Vidalkin. I don't remember.
That was what it was. Yeah, I don't remember the name, but I remember that it was a Vidalkin and all that. And then Mr. Holg was he a half orc, I believe? Half orc. Okay. So yeah, they're pretty much helping Nevri in the kitchen, which is surprising. She's up earlier than you. She's up way before you. But that's pretty much what happens during that section. With that, we'll cut over to, I guess, Arden. Would you be the well, I guess in this case, third person to wake up early? Does Arden wake up early? I guess that is a question.
See, that's a great question. That's a great question. You know what? No, I would go on the limb and say that Arden would be the type of person to wake up early for the whole floral beauty routine, because Arden's about self care. So I feel like just on a particular, or no, after a particularly hard or like stressful or like malinducive day, like okay, we're gonna wake up and we're gonna start the day fresh. So yeah, no, I believe Arden would be the third one awake here.
Third one awake. Okay. So Arden, you wake up from your rest in your bed, and you look around your room, seeing the familiar flowers that you have started to grow, also with a little bit of help from Name as well. And you look over at your desk and you see your little carved figures that John has made previously. And then eventually you look towards the door, and on the floor you see what looks to be a letter.
And stretch a vine outward towards the letter to have it rise up and pick it towards me. I can
So
read it.
extra.
And who else is gonna be?
Get your lazy ass up. Damn.
All right.
Oops.
Okay. Brother.
I didn't have printer paper, but it looked better.
Okay. So you opened the piece of paper to look at the letter. And it says, I'm going to buy stuff. Come back later.
Well, I meant to take a picture so you actually look at it. It's in general.
Or don't come look, is what it says.
Don't come looking.
Don't come looking.
It cuts out of the
I'm
bottom.
going to do stuff or buy stuff. Don't come looking. And at the
Dash
bottom,
John.
at the bottom, it says John. Although at this point there is sun kind of peeking through. So obviously it is still. Actually, yes, you guys slept for a little bit, but it is still technically daytime, but it is going to be close towards nighttime at this point because you guys did sleep during most of the day.
Question: When did we fall asleep? That's what I can't remember when we went to bed. Yesterday, I guess.
No, it was today.
I don't even
So
remember.
yes, it is now the 22nd. I think of Veilfall, I believe is the month.
When did we go to bed last episode?
Um,
Or I say everyone
So
else. I
it
went to bed,
was-
2 hours later.
well, yes, but it was still like midday because everybody hadn't slept yet, and you know you did. So this is hard.
I have no clue.
No, this is hard because like there's different times and when people like went to sleep. And then there's also the fact that the whole time that has been going on is you guys hadn't slept for a day or two at this point.
Right.
And everybody gained exhaustion levels. And then I think it was about midday is when you guys went to sleep. So when you went out shopping, it was
I went on an hour after everybody else went to bed.
yes. So it was either around 6 or 7 p.m.
When they went to bed or when I got back?
when you left.
Okay. And then so I went to bed at 7 p.m. then. Is that I only took an hour?
Yeah.
It did not take that long. Came back, went to bed. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then Arden's waking up at what time?
So at this point, it's probably going to be about, let's see, it's 8 hours to a long rest for them because they did a long rest. So,
Well, what was that? 5. So it's 5 o'clock, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
2 in the morning.
1 a.m. or 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 in the morning.
yeah,
Honestly, we probably would have slept longer than 8 hours because
yeah. Well, yeah, because you guys haven't slept for like 2 days, so yeah, probably a little bit longer. So,
you'd say,
so yeah, I would say
honestly, whatever you fucking want to get up at this point.
well, yes, but I'd say probably around like 2 or 3.
John will be waking up around 6 for his internal clock.
Okay.
6 a.m. I say internal clock, but it's still like almost 12 hours. So
Yeah.
okay, good.
So yeah, Arden, you see this letter that says that John went to go buy stuff and don't look for him.
No, I said, sorry, not buy. That's bad stuff. John's going to do bad stuff. Don't come looking.
Oh. Whatever.
And close enough. I mean, really.
It's close enough.
The lines make that almost impossible to see.
And I feel that Arden reads this letter. Listening, I'm like, huh. I mean, hey, whatever he wants to do in his spare time's none of my business.
I hate you.
So, the day is yours. What would you like to do, Arden?
Well, first we're gonna go through my floral powder face routine. Everybody get ready with me video.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
No. Okay, so Arden reading this note looks at it. It's like, he's not exactly dismissive about it, but he knows that he wants to go do other things today. So he'll keep it in the back of his head to go check on John later.
But also at this point, it's kind of a routine.
Yeah. It's like, well, he's going to go do John stuff, so might as well.
I mean, I'm also back. This is a long time later. So
well, yeah, but Arden don't know that.
Doesn't know that.
Also great
in my room.
Great fucking point.
And here, I'm also going to, I guess, images. Yeah. I don't know if we fully, I think we did. Okay, I'm going to put in the layout of the cart. That way you guys know where your rooms are at in Discord.
Fuck, I gotta start building my minigun.
Alright, buddy.
Hey, I told everybody I was putting a minigun at the top of the stairs, and that's why I chose that fucking room.
You're right.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure. Save list. Okay, there we go. Alright. Look in the images tab in Discord. The first one on the left is the bottom floor. The one on the right is the second floor. Wow, I was actually right at naming the rooms when I didn't even have this looked up last session.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. All right, so there's that. So yeah, Arden, you are right there. What would you like to do?
I'm still in my room after reading this note. Wait, where am I? Sorry, blinked out.
In your room.
Okay, yeah.
So it would be the left side of the cart, technically.
Got it.
So when you walk out of the room,
Mm-hmm.
the rooms next to you on your left are Zarlius, Name, and Will.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave. I would probably try and just, I guess, check on everyone. So making my way down the list. I approach Will's room.
Okay, you go. Do you knock on the door?
I do, because I believe in manners.
There is no response.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll hear that.
So there's
And
no
then, like-
response to you knocking on the door.
Uh-huh.
And then you can hear commotion from downstairs.
Like, oh, okay, he must be down there. I'll check on him in a second. And I make my rounds, and I head over to Zarlius' door, knocking on there.
Okay. Zarlius, you are currently in your room, asleep. And you hear the faint on the door.
What do you want? Jesus.
Oh, gosh. Well, you sound like you have a bad case of smoker's lung there, but I'll let you be. Just checking on everybody.
Are you making sure we're all alive or something?
Yeah, a little bit.
Gotcha.
You still alive? Still okay and breathing? Sounds like it.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Alrighty then. Well, I'm gonna go check on Will. I'll see how like breakfast and whatever's faring. 'Cause I just woke up, so I don't know what time it is. But me and Kira are gonna go downstairs. But I'll see you in a bit.
Okay, see you in a bit.
Arden,
Goes
as you
back to-
turn to leave, you hear the door shut with a little bit of force. Not too much, but just a little bit.
Oh. Yeah. A cranky winky.
And you're heading downstairs?
Yep.
Okay. You head downstairs and you see Will probably talking to Mr. Holg at this point, seeing what he's up to, what he's doing. And then you can hear some commotion in the kitchen area. You can probably assume it's Nevri.
Like, alright. Hey Nevri, checking on you. You alright?
You hear her yell from the kitchen area. Yeah, food's almost ready.
Alright, I'll go get Will. See you in a sec.
As he's standing in front of you.
Wait, what? I wasn't paying attention to the conversation. I was talking with Hog.
So, yeah, you guys are in the main room-ish area, the living room-ish area. And Arden, you pretty much like yell that in the hallway, like pretty much from the hallway-ish area to the kitchen.
Mhm.
So yeah. And then yeah, well, you then turn around. I guess at this point, if you're either at the kitchen or you're yelling who's it, you look to your right and you see William talking to Mr. Holt right there.
Man, me and Hog would have been in the main room just chilling and talking. I would have been having him tell me stories about Nox.
And it was
That's
probably
probably what I've been doing the whole time during the trip.
yeah. So it was probably at this point maybe like an hour or so, and then you hear Arden's voice.
What's up?
Oh, it's and as you see, or as Arden is trying to describe what time of day it is, it's
3 o'clock in the morning.
ah. Well, that it is.
Yeah.
And hit him with the. So what you doing?
Fucking I'm chit chatting with Hog. I don't know what the kid is doing, so I'm kind of just chilling just in case. But if she's all right in like 10 minutes, I'm probably gonna go to the blacksmith and see if he's awake. I got some shit I gotta do, and that turns out all right. You want to take a trip on our favorite rocket ship called Sarkesha?
Arden hears this and is just like, you know what? Ooh. Arden's iconic devilish grin pops up again. I'm like, yeah.
Sweet. Oh, Hulk. I'm gonna take out the 2 pieces of Nox obsidian I have, and hand it to him, and go put those with the pieces of Event Horizon, please. And
And
then just check everything in the workshop.
okay. So you hand him the 2 pieces, and he looks at them and goes, "On it, boss," and just walks off.
You the man, hold. All right. I'm gonna kick open the door of the kitchen, like really dramatically.
Yeah, the door swings open. Kind
What
of
you doing, kid?
Kind of startling, never. She goes, "Oh, well, I'm almost done. We got some eggs, bacon, and I think this is ham. I don't really know. I bought it earlier at the store when we were out doing stuff. I don't know. Here you go." She like hands you a plate.
Wait, whoa! Go back a couple notches. Where'd you get money from? Did you rob somebody?
No, we have a
Insight check.
and she okay. She points over to the chest that was used earlier. That you guys, I can't remember. It was either one of the chests that you guys looted early on in the encounters on your trip with all the loot and stuff. She kind of points over to it and it's like, "Oh, we have a fund," and it's just that she points back at the chest. What is the insight check?
24.
24?
Mm.
Yeah, no, she's like, she's telling the truth.
When the fuck did we get a fund?
She goes, "Well, I thought it was a good idea, and so did Mr. Holt, and we had an empty chest, and I don't know."
We had an empty chest.
All right, give me a second.
And
I'm
then
gonna pull the horn of wealth out of my chest.
as you're like talking to her and everything, and like your
What?
insight check on her is like kind of like going off a little bit. And it's like definitely when you guys were looting during that time,
Lootin' and tootin'.
yeah, so was she.
I'm so proud of her.
So
Yeah, I gotta respect the kid. So I'm gonna open up the chest, whatever chest she was fucking pointing at.
it's in the corner. It's in a corner. It's not really. It's off to the side a little bit in the kitchen. Let me see if I can kind of. Obviously, I can't point to it, but
That's okay. I'll just tell her. I'll go.
Yeah.
Chest.
It's like in the. I guess the back right corner.
Okay.
Of the kitchen area. It's
give
kind
me,
of
like-
it's kind of hidden, but you can see it.
Give me like 3 days, and I'll build you a vault in the war room that I'll only give you and Mr. Holt the key to. All right.
And she nods.
But I'm gonna dump the horn of wealth, and like 25K just falls out of it. Mixture of like gems, gold, everything.
Do you see like the sparkles in her eyes shine, and it's like, this will pay for a lot of food for a while.
Yeah, better.
That's the plan. If it runs out, just let me know.
You got it.
Right. I'm gonna go do some stuff today. Do you need anything?
I don't think so. If anything, it's probably just more supplies for the kitchen. I know we have basic and also very fancy items, as in plates and some of the cups and stuff, because she did hide away some of the expensive shit that you guys got from that loot. So more of just for you guys to kind of keep and everything like that. So she is kind of like that, and it's like, well, I mean, obviously, there's some more ingredients that we need for, I guess, however long we're staying. I mean, sure, there's the taverns, and she kind of points, even though they're, you're inside the thing. It's like, there's one right here. I mean, I could ask them for supplies, I guess, but, because you guys are currently parked outside one of the taverns.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so, I mean, if anything, no, but if you find anything interesting that could be useful, sure.
Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna double tap the door and sort of lean back out of it. Come back to Arden and be like, all right, I guess I'm gonna go get my shit ready. But yeah, I mean, I might as well ask everyone else if they wanted to come too, but I mainly wanted to ask you because, like, I don't know, the stuff I have planned, I just feel like it's gonna be hard for me to do, and you're kind of my best friend at the moment, Arden, so it's easier having you there.
Aw, it's okay. Arden takes that and it's like he's so like happy in this moment because it's like it's a good day. He started out, so he's like, hell yeah, venture time.
as
right.
as you guys are having this conversation, outside of the kitchen, in the main area a little bit, let's see. Let me. Oh wait, no, hold on. I need a new character. Actually, no, I'm dumb. Hold on. I got dice right here. Okay. Arden, you start to a droplet hits you on the head from above.
Oh.
Do I see where it came from?
Yeah, because you have a high passive. So you look up and you guys see that there's like liquid about to just like fall through the thing. William, give me a history check.
Okay. Fucking Tincture's floating disc, goddammit.
Okay.
11?
11?
Yeah, but Tincture's floating disc at the roof.
At the
So
roof
stay there.
to stop it? Okay.
Yeah.
With an 11, you remember that the night before, you went to put the boomberries into the distillery. And it clicks.
I'm shadow stepping up there. Fuck the stairs. Arden, you just see me sink into my own shadow.
And then disappear.
Yeah. What the fuck is going on?
You appear, funny enough, in Name's shadow, who is
My boy.
upstairs in the greenhouse, also distillery workshop area. On the
Before he notices me, I'm just gonna lean over him and go, "What are you doing, my boy?"
Yeah, on the third floor. And he kind of like looks up at you, also seeing like you looming over him and everything, and kind of just points.
I look up.
As he points and you look up, you start to see that the pot where you put the boomberries in is vigorously bubbling and boiling and overflowing.
Oh,
damn
shit.
it! You didn't turn the heat down when you put the Kraft mac and cheese in the pot. God damn it!
I'm just gonna start filling up as many bottles as I can. I'm gonna turn the spout on and just start filling up bottles after bottles after bottles.
Okay.
WRIO reference.
Okay, so other thing. You put the entire batch. Arden, do you remember how much you gave William?
20.
20.
Mhm.
You gave
Yeah.
him 20.
How many you have? I thought you only had like 25.
Oh, he bought like
No, I had a
40.
lot
No, he bought a
Yikes.
Or like 50 at this point, I
Wait.
think. So
Yeah.
I brought a lot.
you got a lot, yeah. So yes. With 20 of the boomberries being put in here, it seems that your I guess you could say culinary skills of just putting those in there was not good. So they have definitely started to not fully mess with the mechanism of the distillery, but it's getting close. But with you starting to fill some of these bottles and do that, so yeah, you get a lot of bottles. Whether it's good or usable is questionable.
Oh no, these weren't for consumption. These were meant for Molotovs.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the thing. Is you have enough. There will be enough with the 20. It's just if you waited a little bit longer, your distillery would have practically blown up and you would have had to get a new one.
See, that's why you cheat. Don't take the fucking stairs.
Arden, at this point, you come running up the stairs to see what is going on. And I will also say, no, because it's technically over William's room.
Great.
So William, you'll have to check your room at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And I'll say this because you woke up Zarlius a little bit earlier. Zarlius would hear the commotion, but not really paying too much attention at this point. But yeah, Arden, you come up the stairs running as quickly as you can. And you see William frantically trying to distill and disperse a bunch of this boomberry liquid into flasks, bottles, glass containers of any kind that you guys have, practically filling up most of it, if not all of them. And there is a lot of it on the floor. So you guys are practically stepping in it. Not Arden quite yet, but definitely William in name.
Do you know like a dry wood spell?
Ooh. Well, you see. Wait, actually, hold on.
Do you have prestidigitation?
Sure, yippee-ki, yeah, you do.
That sounded like a helpful cough if I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really get that hexed out.
No, definitely should not get that checked because that seems very helpful. So probably keep whatever demon you have with you.
Yep. Okay.
I don't talk shit too much. I have 2 demons on my arm, so
I mean, technically, again, Kiri is still with you.
Oh yeah.
So,
actually, yeah, no. I'm glad you brought this up. I want a Kiri interaction.
so
today.
that was
Alright, cool.
her asking you if you have prestidigitation.
I'm like, oh, yeah. I think I still remember how to do that.
She like slaps you on the head. We'll get to it.
All right. And you see Arden rubs his big old hands together. It's like, all right. Blows into him. Waves out his hands. Presto changeo.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All right, this weak ass shit.
Listen, Dad, I'm gonna need you to figure it out.
Okay. Is it on your list?
No.
No.
Why would I learn this?
This is one of
No.
those times where you should. Oh, okay, here we go. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, you try to do it, and there's a little nothing.
Nothing.
There's nothing. You try to do prestidigitation, it doesn't work.
Like, see.
I'm gonna start walking down the stairs towards John's room.
Okay. You
Wait, I thought all that stuff was below stairs.
no.
No,
The first picture was the first.
Yes.
He through my room.
The-
I just want to make sure.
Okay, I don't have the top floor picture.
Oh.
There's 3 floors to this. If you look at the
Oh, I thought
rooms,
that-
there's another
Oh.
staircase that goes up.
Okay, so the first floor is the bottom floor,
Is
then
the main
then the second floor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a 3rd floor. It's just a greenhouse and like
A small setup.
small brewery. So yeah, it's literally
yeah,
just because it's just that I didn't make a map for it.
This is making so much sense now.
And
But
it's
we
the
still
top
got all this
floor.
wet stuff on the floor.
Yeah. So I'll say this,
Wait.
William, as you start heading downstairs to John's room or near John's room, you see smoke bellowing out from below the door.
Bull rushing it.
Okay, you knock down the door. John, would you describe what William sees?
I'm like slumped in a chair with my pipe and like the windows closed.
Oh, you old cute.
I'm just gonna blink really hard. What does it smell like? Because is it the same stuff I smoke, or is it something
What?
harder?
That's the
Ooh,
that
that's
is
a
the
good question.
it's the question. What did you do?
Well, what did Sniffy said the ember stuff does again?
I'm going to.
It's a light. I think that no it has a little spicy kick to it.
Right, so
'Cause
it's
it's-
basically
it's
just a little
fire,
stronger
yeah.
than my pipe weed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like slunched back, like my butt's at the very crest of the table, and like my back is like almost to the back of the chair. Just like if you slump real far back, like you're almost like sleeping in a chair. Arms on the side, with the right arm hanging with the pipe by his face, and then like some matches or whatever. Whatever I'm using to light my pipe in my left hand, just sitting on the side.
Yep, and that is what you see as you break down his door.
Oh, you see no movement out of John. He is. Think of.
He's gone.
No, yeah, I'll explain what happens.
I'm just gonna put his door back on.
That's fair. That's fair.
Then I'm gonna open it up normally. I go, I got some shit to clean up. After that, I got an errand to run. After that, I'm coming back here. If you want to come with me, we're going on a trip to somewhere you've never been to.
Oh God.
But someone recently told me my friends is what I need. So I'm giving you the second chance I feel like we both deserve. So you can come with me or not. I don't care. Just all of this, and I'm gonna like do my hand in the circle. You know how I do.
Yeah.
All of this, fix it in like 3 hours. Have fun, but like 3
Whose
hours.
cart
fix
are we taking?
the dog.
They're
Okay, I'll go.
I'm just gonna shut the door. Head down. Head down. You got fucking newbies, man. Alright.
This is the best thing I've ever done in D&D. I'm so happy.
I'm gonna walk over to
Thank
Zarlius'
God to
room.
Sniffy.
Okay, you kind of backtrack to Zarlius' room because you walked past him.
And since it was a pretty good plume of smoke, can we get like a little con save to see you got a little contact? I mean, he did technically
I don't
waft
need
it
a
twice
contact. I'm
into his
always high.
face. Fair enough.
Plus,
It's a different kind.
he's a galaxy. It just gets sucked into him.
Fair enough.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, so
Zarlius, you awake? Can I open the door? I'm gonna open the door.
okay.
Hey, so I got a little errand to run, and then after that, I'm gonna come back and pick everybody up. We're gonna go to Nox. I got this thing I want to do, and I want my friends to be there if you want to come.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll see you in a bit. I'm eating some of the bacon that Bree gave me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Close the door. Go downstairs. Get all my fragments of Event Horizon and the 2 pieces of Nox. Obsidian. Arden, you ready?
You're just not gonna check your room?
Yeah, I'll peek my head in there. Fuck it.
Okay. The floor is soaked. There, I think,
I'll buff out.
I can't remember. Did you put like for when you did one of your spells? Did you like make a circle? I can't remember.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
did?
to summon shadows.
That's right. Yeah. It's definitely faded now, but you can definitely see like the Boomberry liquid is like seeping into those like not really etch marks, but like into that, and then on all of the entire floor.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Tincture's Floating Disc on like ritually cast it so it stays there for a couple hours at least. On the underside and top side of both of the floors,
Mm-hmm.
just to like keep it stable. And then I'm gonna write a note and leave it on the back of the door, like if you're walking out of the door, leave it on the back of the door.
Yeah.
Of the main door, and say, "Don't smoke shit. Don't light no fires. We're gonna die if you do. Will."
Okay. Yeah. It's valid.
Kick Arden in the ass out the door and keep walking.
Okay. Well, before that, Arden, you were still currently up there.
Oh,
I never left. And I'm
You
like,
never
"Ugh."
left, yeah.
oh, I thought you went back down to the main stairs. That's why I was like, "All right, are you ready?"
Nope.
No, it's okay. So Arden's here seeing how this works. I'm like, well, that didn't work.
She goes, and she goes and she starts slapping the hell out of your face, and she's like, "This is why I told you to choose your spells." And
I wanted to go to sleep. Okay, all right. Let me try a thing. Hold on. Like, he's scratching his head because it's still kind of early. What do I know? Oh, I got it. Hold on. Okay. All right. This might be a little destructive, but if we do it right, it should be okay. And so Arden's gonna sit down, look at the floor, see how wet and gross it is. And he's gonna wave his hands, and he's going to cast a crown of sunflowers
mm-hmm.
to summon 3 magical fireballs to kind of circle around the main cauldron and evaporate the room slightly. That way, we won't have any bushberry water damage or residual explosive powder.
How
But it should be okay.
close are they?
That's a real good question.
Because this can go to 0 to 100 real quick.
So I summon 3 of them, and I kind of go like I let one out at a time, like one, and then another one follows, and then another one follows.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I'd cast this right in the air above the main quadrant, not
Mhm.
directly touching the floor, but kind of to cast a circle of heat.
Okay. Here, roll the. I guess roll the damage for it, so that way we'll
Alright.
say that that is how much of the heat that is being used on it to see if it evaporates it enough.
Okay, gotcha. Ooh, what does
Trying
it
to
have a plus
figure out a
7?
way how to do this.
Now burning the fucking place down.
Yeah.
I think this is how I'm gonna press this button. I think that's how that works. Ooh, please don't say
Okay, then
No,
then
that's the
that
roll for
that
success.
that was the roll that it works. Yes.
Okay.
Now roll
Oh,
the
yeah.
damage to see how well.
What's that? 3rd level, 2d12. Oh, that's fun.
Mhm.
I remember my first time being a spellcaster.
I remember me not dying. Okay, God, we're safe. 5. Oh, we're 5.
Okay. Hold on. What is your roll? Okay. You're lucky that it was a 16 plus 7.
Oh, God.
I'll say if it was a nat 20, even with the 5, yeah, no, you're. So, yes, you slowly send your motes of fire over the ground as well as around the cauldron ish section of the distillery. And very slowly, very, very slowly, it starts to evaporate. Also, is this a concentration spell?
Nope. It's
Okay.
an evocation.
Okay. So, it'll take a while.
Mm-hmm. About an hour or so.
It lasts for an hour, yeah. So,
We'll
it'll
just
get.
hopefully come back to not a burnt room.
Yeah, when you come back, we'll see.
And I make my way down the stairs. I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
Making my way
As the most non-suspicious firbolg there is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Arden
I'm
has
doing
now
it.
made it down to the main floor area where William is currently at. Now, is to remind me, because so many things have been said about going to different places and going shopping and doing all these other stuff. Where are you going right now, currently? Or what are you doing?
The blacksmith. I
The-
have all
okay.
my materials to make the sword. Heading to the blacksmith.
Okay, the blacksmith. Okay, good. That is what I needed to know.
I know it's like almost 4 o'clock in the morning right now. I give 0 fucks.
So yes, you and Arden step out of the cart, and start making your way over to the blacksmith's shop. With that, we will cut over to Hellrend, who is outside of the main gate at his little lumber yard.
Yumber.
Currently in the process of transferring all of his charred and charcoaled logs of wood to the blacksmith. Hellrend, I was gonna say how. Yeah, you have.
Okay.
Yeah, you've already fully rested, and now you're back to work. How much lumber, I guess I should say, would you say you've done? Would it be like a week's worth, or more, or less?
I mean, I'm much larger than the average man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how many days? We've only been here for a solid day, correct, of work?
You've
Or
been
about
here.
Hour period.
Yes. So all of you have been here for about 2 to 3-ish days now.
If we've been there for 3 days, I'm done.
Okay. So, yeah, and at this point, you've already, you finished your rest and you kind of were almost done to begin with anyway, before you had your meeting with the mayor, with the rest of the group. So when you got teleported back, you kind of finished a little bit of it and then went to sleep. And then woke up, finished the last bit of it, and now you are currently transporting it over to the blacksmith. And
Okay.
he has he already when you brought the first load over to him, he requested a cart and wagon, or a wagon cart, to be brought to you, so that way it helps a little bit faster for you. And so you have that now, as well. And it's just a normal cart. It's wide enough to fit a decent amount of logs. So
I'm gonna load up everything that I can on the wagon, and then rope everything else to the animal that I have, and then I'm going to. Is that all of it, you'd say, or not quite? Because I can carry also.
Yeah, it'll probably be like, if we're going.
I can also Titan form carry.
That is true. If you do that, I will say yes, you would be able to carry all of it.
Okay, I'll Titan form carry it.
Okay.
And have everything else hitched up on the rhino and everything else hitched up on the wagon.
All right. You kind of like, because the wagon, it was kind of just like pull delivered, but you can tie it to the rhino, so that way it helps. So then, yeah, you got the rhino pulling a little bit. You also have the cart kind of drawn back a little bit further. That way there's more pull with it. And then you carrying the rest pretty much. So yeah, you're in the process of walking back. You're able to get through. And
am I passing by the animal market on the way over there?
Not from the direction that you're coming from. No.
Okay. That's fine.
There is another pathway that you have kind of been following a little bit since, or were told by the blacksmith the other day when you brought the first load of logs, and now he told you like there's an easier way to get here, and kind of told you the path from the main gate, so you're kind of going the shortcut route a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just, if I don't see any vegetable stalls or any kind of lowly stalls along the side, I'm going to go straight to the blacksmith.
Yeah, currently where you're walking towards, there's not too many stalls, let alone food stalls. They're off a little bit further. So yeah, you eventually get towards like 2/3 of the way to the blacksmith shop, and I will say, William, with your perception, you can see Hellrend across the way because he is in Titan form. But you can see him carrying logs and whatnot. And when you look towards his direction to see where he's walking, you turn to the left a little bit and you can see the puffs of smoke from the forge. So with that, Hellrend, you are now getting closer to it, and eventually you make it to the Obsidian Forge.
Okay. I'll lay everything out and start assembling the cart with him.
All right. Yeah, so he's outside now at this point, kind of assembling the chariot for you, and he has all of the parts. Now he's just putting it together. So with you showing up at the perfect time, it won't take long for you guys to assemble the chariot.
Okay. Are William and them going to make it to me before I'm done finishing it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I'm doing.
All right, yeah. So
And
it'll
my
because it
rhino
is mostly
outside.
just the pieces of everything. You guys take like maybe like an hour, maybe an hour and a half to fix it, fit it right, make sure everything works, and then also you can then obviously hitch up the rhino to it as well as putting anything else onto it or on the rhino whatever.
Yeah.
And with that being the whole like hour and a half, William and Arden eventually show up at the blacksmith.
Hey, Zarlius. Zarzar.
Yeah, we can cut back to the card, I guess, at this point.
Zarzar.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, what's up?
Would have you gone to like the being awoken? Would you have gone down to like the dining room or like the whatever area? Lost the image.
Probably.
At this point,
about this point, you would have.
I would say about at this point, yes. You've
The main
been
room, that's what it
you've talked to you. One, were woken up by Arden,
Yeah, I was just wondering if
And
when
then-
you woken up, would you have gone downstairs?
and
is
then
what
after that, William talked to you while you were still in your room. Not even like an hour or two later.
I can't get any peace and quiet.
And so, yeah, about now, yes, you would most likely be down in the main area.
Then I'm gonna walk out of my room and go downstairs.
Okay.
After William said to do whatever, I stopped smoking, so it's gone to a very probably blissful haze in my room.
Yeah, and when you open the door, it kind of bellows out into the hallway.
Well, yeah, I was just I haven't smoked for an hour and a half, so the smoke is mostly probably all gone, if not a very light haze.
Mm-hmm.
So, gonna walk out of there, go down to the room, still high as a motherfucker, but gonna go down there and just go like to the main room. When you come down the stairs, I'm gonna this picture. So you come down the stairs and you go into like that hallway.
Yep.
Or here, yeah, I go downstairs. Then DM's court, and then I'm just gonna walk into the main room.
Yeah, I mean the main room.
Are those blocks the doors, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Just want to double check.
The main room is pretty much just like the living room.
Lounge.
Yeah, it's pretty much a lounge living room area, so it's pretty wide. And obviously the door is not that big. It's just
Right. No, I get it. That's a long word for a door.
Yes. So Zarlius, you are currently chilling in the lounge-ish living room area, eating breakfast that Nevri had prepared, which again was like bacon, eggs, and what you think is ham.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is it?
She doesn't know.
Looks like ham, smells like ham.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste like ham. That's funny.
It's just some of the food that she got at some point.
But it's probably Millis Malice meat, bruh. It's fine. That's what they call pigs in this world. Millis Malice meat.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk down the hallway very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
With like my eyes barely open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because
walking to the main room, going strictly to the kitchen.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, with your passive Zarlius, you can kind of see John walking by very weirdly.
Hello?
Non-verbal at this point, so we're just gonna keep walking.
I seeing ya.
Again, I'm walking very slow. So you said hi. I wish you could show my screen. And so I'm at like the middle of the war room. You said hi. I walked probably about 3 or 4 steps, and are at the back line door, or the back of the line of the door of the war room.
Yeah, he's walking like a turtle.
I want you to currently picture me as the sloth from Zootopia.
Oh God. Oh my God, man, it's gonna take
That's
forever.
It's gonna take forever,
about,
yeah.
Just about 2 times speed, though. A little bit faster. Not that slow, but
I don't know. He's pretty
Okay,
slow.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
But yeah,
Sorry
so
about that. My dog decided to dip out.
you're good. So yeah, Zarlius, you say hi to John, and he's feeling very sloth-like.
you're just like a very slight, like.
Yeah, slightly, yeah. Yeah.
Is that,
And there's
as I make my way to the kitchen.
yeah, there's like slight responses, little grunts here and there, but that's all you really get from him at this point.
I walk into the kitchen. Food where?
Just on the counter. Like,
I'm grabbing whatever and putting it all together and eating it.
yeah. I mean, you do that. There's a bunch of stuff.
When I say all of it, I mean the entire whatever is on the counter is going onto one massive either bowl, shield, or plate, and I'm eating every ounce.
Right,
You do have a shield.
You ask me.
I believe you do have a shield.
I think I do in my inventory. I don't use it, but I think I do have it. I'll use my shield. I don't care. Use my shield and just dump every grain of food and just basically whatever is edible is going onto this plate.
Everything is edible.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Whatever is edible, other than like the plate that the food is on, is going into this.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go to the table, and Zarlius, are you sitting on the long side or the short side? I'm assuming it's like a dining room table where there's like a short side, and then 2 long sides.
Yeah, well, like the back area of the kitchen, the little like what looks to be like another room by like the bathroom area. Yeah,
behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the seating area. Yeah.
Okay, and he's
It's
just chilling
like-
in the main room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a table in the main room?
There's like a coffee table. Yeah.
I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
And just plop down.
And you,
And
Zarlius, you see John plop his shield down on the coffee table. That has an array
Table, Jesus, it's new.
of food.
I'm gentle. I'm not. Again, I'm slow, so it doesn't go down with much vigor.
Nope.
But you do see me double gripping 2 forks in one hand. By the way, may I add?
Greedy.
Like you to picture that a person holding 2 forks in one hand.
Yeah.
That's what you see.
You holding them like, so you can like grabbing them.
Yeah. And then in my left hand is still my pipe, and so I'm gonna pass it over and like point it to hand towards Zarlius, and then just like hold it out. And then I get again staring at you, but my eyes are barely open, like hella squinting, like it's really bright in here, like it's really bright in here.
I start clapping really loudly.
You know what?
They're gonna clap real loudly.
Oh yeah, you get no reaction. You get no. I'm looking at you, so I'm just looking at you, holding the pipe out, extended towards you. What'd you say?
No. Just like, no,
I'm gonna stay there for about 3 minutes.
Okay.
That's gonna be approximately about 5 seconds in John's head, but 3 minutes. All right, continue. Go to the other side, unless Zarlius wants to do something.
I mean, yeah, Zarlius, this is your time to respond.
Are you alive in there?
I don't know if
Yeah,
the mic
you're
picked up
alive.
my grunt.
Yeah, it did.
It did. Zarlius just kind of looks him over and just kind of goes, "All right, stay safe." I take the panacea sip off my belt and just like kind of place a little bit into my empty cup and just go, just in case. And I walk off.
All right.
And then I say, well, I'm gonna put the pipe down and then just go to fucking town on the food.
Yep.
Again, I say go to town. It's still very slow. It's going to town for me, but it's very slow.
Yeah.
It's like an old person in a
Holy
nursing
shit,
home
dude.
right now.
Oh God.
Yep. So now, at this point, William and
It's like
Arden
soggy
has
bread in it.
reached the blacksmith shop, the Obsidian Forge. Standing outside of the forge, you see Hellrend, the blacksmith, and a somewhat giant-ish chariot with a rhino currently getting a fix to it.
I'm gonna give like the long whistle bomb drop. Go like, damn, that's pretty nice, Mr. Hellrend.
In a cat call a rhino?
I don't respond because I'm busy,
Fair enough.
focused on what I'm doing. I don't even hear you say it to me.
Just as I'll wait a couple of seconds for him to respond. Whenever he doesn't, I'll just go, all right, fair enough. I'm just gonna walk around and look at it.
So yeah,
I'm like, that's
you start
Go ahead.
walking around it, and eventually you get to the other side, and that is when you see the blacksmith, because he is a dwarf. But he is actually fairly tall for a dwarf. He is 6 feet for a dwarf, which is pretty tall.
very tall.
Yeah. So you can see him over, since he is still technically a dwarf, you can see his head poke over, like the top part of the chariot. But when you guys walk around, you actually see him.
Okay.
And he turns and looks at you and says, "Ah, you must be friends of this man."
Friends is a very loose term. Something like that, though.
And he extends his hand and says, "I'm Gravin Dark Anvil, the blacksmith at the Obsidian Forge."
William Blackwell, Gilded Gallows. Well, did you help him create this, or was this all you?
I created it in different parts, and we just now assembled it. So, he did help a little bit with it, because I mean he had more stuff to do as well. So, but for the most part, yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. And I'm actually go over and poke Hellrend on the shoulder this time. Go, hey Hellrend, you made your axe, right? Or hammer axe thing?
Yes, I did. And I'm just going to continue working and give like a short response. And then just let me know whenever I'm finished building this thing.
Cool, I got you. Thank you for the answer. I look back at the blacksmith.
Uh-huh.
Go, how hot do you think your forge can get?
Well, we work with Obsidian, so pretty.
Well, alright. I'm gonna take out because I didn't throw them in like a special bag. I threw them in just like a regular burlap sack.
Yeah.
The Shard, the Event Horizon, and the Ore.
What cat?
Okay.
I'm gonna open it up and go. I think it can handle this.
He looks at it. Is it? Wait, you say it's not in a bag, or is it just?
It's like it's in a regular ass bag. Like it's not
Just
in
like
a
a.
special. Bag
It's
or
just like
anything.
in a pouch, pretty much.
Yeah, just like a burlap sack.
Okay. So yeah, he looks at it and like there's a faint glow, obviously from the shards of Event Horizon,
Mhm.
within the little pouch that he's looking into, and he goes, possibly, and then he kind of like reaches down and picks up one of the obsidian pieces that you have, and starts inspecting it.
It's quite a bit different than your regular obsidian.
Yeah, there's a peculiar sheen to it. Might be able to work with this. I mean, I work with
All right.
obsidian all the time, so if it's the same in some way, there's a possibility. And he puts it back in the pouch.
How much would you charge me for your assistance and the Obsidian Forge?
Well, friends as a loose term. I'll say I'll give you a discount as well. Also, because since you'll be using obsidian, which is somewhat of my expertise, I'll say 2,000 gold.
At least let me pay you proper for your expertise.
Then what do you have in mind?
Say 5,000 and a couple of stories.
He goes to shake your hand again. Deal.
Shake his hand. I go, one caveat though. If he agrees, I want him to help us too. Mr. Hellrend over there.
Okay. He kind of turns around and looks at Hellrend, who is now. You have finished putting like the harness and also like fixing the rhino to the chariot now, and you have fully finished now, as well as like putting the few little touches, as well as throwing some of the stuff that you bought, like the rug and a couple of other things, and placing them on the cart. As now both Gravin the blacksmith and William are turning and looking at you, and
Okay.
says, and the blacksmith says, Hellrend, would you like to help with the forge?
I will stand up and dust myself off, even though it does no good. I am from fingertips to top of biceps completely jet black with soot, and then my chest and everything down to my legs is completely jet black, and my face is pretty streaked, but obviously it has lines in it from sweating.
Yeah.
And I will walk over to William and hold my hand out and say, Mr. William.
Mr. Hellrend. Shake his hand.
I'm going to say, I can see what I can do.
It'd be appreciated. See, I have this thing that my dad taught me. The weapon you keep on you always is always going to change, but keep a piece of the original. And meet every craftsman you meet, have them work on it with you, if they would. So, this is my piece. It started off as a sword made from star metal. Now I'll pick up one of the pieces of Event Horizon.
Mm-hmm. It at the what you see, Hellrend, as well as the blacksmith, as William picks out one of these. At this point, star shards of this piece. It shines with a peculiar light. Um, and it looks interesting, but it's like it was completely like shattered and it's in like multiple pieces. So what you can see from him picking out one of these pieces, um some of them are pretty long, some of them are pretty short. So there are different size shards that he has. Um but the one that he shows you is probably the longest one that he has.
Okay. I rolled a 10 for an investigation.
Okay.
Can you tell me how familiar I would feel about this material and how much you think that I would be able to help it or move it?
Well, star metal is also very intricate, especially because it comes from space. But
And rare as fuck.
yeah. But from your knowledge as a blacksmith and your training growing up, um, you've worked with a bunch of different metals from where you're from, and that is kind of what they do, um, as well. And because of that, you do have some knowledge of working with obsidian as well. Obviously, because of the place that you come from is known as the Obsidian Ossuary, where
Yeah, I would say that my hammer has obsidian inside of it.
obsidian bits in it, yeah. And I'll say, as you're kind of looking at the obsidian uh, piece as well as this star metal thing, you're questioning it just because you don't exactly know how to work with, I guess, metals or whatnot from space.
So I'll give you this.
But the obsidian part, definitely.
So my response to him, when I see that, are you going to hand it to me, or are you just holding it up?
Yeah, I'll hand it to you if you're reaching for it.
Okay, I'm going to zone out and just start looking into it and kind of testing it in every way I know how. And then I'll just abruptly hand it back to you and say that I can mold and shape obsidian of any caliber that you can choose, but all I can do is encase it in obsidian. I cannot tamper with this material.
Okay, that's fair. I've been able to move it in the past with the help, with just extra heat, honestly. So I feel like you might be able to help with that part. I can move the metal. As far as obsidian goes, we'll check this part out. And I'll throw him one of the Nox obsidians.
Okay. So, and as you look at this Nox obsidian, it's similar in shape and color slightly. There's a different kind of shine color to it. How some of it is mostly like black and purple. This one's a little more grayish and purple. It's a slightly weaker tone and color, but it does definitely feel like you feel like when he tosses it to you and you catch it, there does seem to be a bit more weight to it as well.
By looking at this and knowing that all the obsidian that I have knowledge of is crystal clear and flawless like glass, and it shines brightly and it's polished and see-through, I will know that this was forged something like a diamond, or actually that's the wrong term of use, something like a gem.
Yeah.
That is not clear, and I can see that it's been worked on by high forces. So I will I'll probably say that if I build a mold where I can melt this and pour this into, I could probably hammer it and fold it over and over and over while inserting shards into, and then mold it into some kind of shape. And I'll strike it with my hammer while I'm folding it to apply force compression.
And adding
All right.
and adding more heat as well.
Yep.
If you can get the billet for the obsidian ready, I'll start getting the billet for the star metal ready. After that, I guess it's really just gonna be the good old 1-2.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it. And I'm gonna take off my travel coat and just the white t-shirt, pull my hair back. All right, time to get to it.
All right, as you and everybody else, because Arden is still here.
Yeah.
As
Arden, come learn some shit.
as you guys step into the Obsidian Forge for the first time, Hellrend, this is your, I don't know, third, fourth, fifth time at this point, so you're used to it. You guys see hanging up on racks and just leaning up against the wall at some point, some weapons and armor that Graben has made. You see a longsword, you see a couple of daggers, you see plate mail, you see a giant great axe. On the table off to the side, you can see a pair of gauntlets and a shield, as well as also on the table as well. There looks to be an amulet as well. And that's pretty much all
I
of
would be
this.
looking for a very large shield, just FYI.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably take a peek at a couple of the shields too, just to add them to my collection.
I think there's just one.
Yeah. Well, there's well, yeah. There's two actually. But yeah, there's enough. And one of them does look bigger than the other one. So so yeah, that is what is pretty much on his, like, I guess, shop side of the blacksmith area. And then as you are looking over in that direction, you then turn your direction as you feel this incredible heat and warmth fill literally the room entirely. As you look over at Graven now by the forge itself, and you see him igniting and lighting the fire, and it's the normal crackling orange, yellow, and reds that you see. And when you bring up the thought of working with higher density and very intricate metals, you need more heat. You see him go and kind of put his hands under the forge a little bit, in like a spot that's next to like where he kind of sits and works. And you just see his because he does also wear some of his own stuff, so he does have this big, like, heavy plate armor on, and you see it ignite in fire, and it kind of bellows off of him a little bit, and you see him kind of force all of that energy into the forge, and the fire starts to change from the orange, yellow, and red to white, blue, and surprisingly a hint of purple.
Okay. As it starts to do that, I'm gonna drop my gravity magic on myself. That way, I weigh my full weight, get my weight into my swings, type of thing. And then I'm gonna snap my fingers. I go, oh yeah, I forgot, Arden, you ain't getting out of this without working. And I'm gonna toss Arden. I'm gonna toss you like a white stone about the size of your palm. I go, I need you to make a pommel out of this, please. Something to attach to the end of a sword.
I think I can work with that.
You can design it however you want to. Just, I'm gonna come get it from you whenever I need it, alright? And then later on, I'll probably need some type of wood for the handle, if that's cool too.
There's a decent amount here. Some that isn't fully charged, like the ones that Hellrend just brought, but there's some here.
I want one from Arden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you.
A visualization of what your sword looks like, Will?
Yep, I can send you a picture of it.
Yeah, please do.
Give me 2 minutes. What's that, doggo?
So with the combined effort of grabbing the blacksmith, William, Hellrend, and Arden, this will take about another. Well, no, the time would be reduced because you have Hellrend and
Oh wait, that's not what I meant to do.
the blacksmith's help. So the time would be reduced. So I'll say it'll take about 3.5 hours compared to the full length of time that it would.
What is a check revolving or involving smithing?
It would be it's your. I know there's a role for it, but it's like you're using your tools. So you have blacksmithing tools. Yeah. But there's
strength. It depends on how you smith.
Yeah.
That's,
I'll just say a couple of strength checks.
Okay, yeah, I mean, damn it, I've already done it now. Anywho, that one was shit. That one was a 22.
Okay.
Plus,
let me get my dice.
I'll go back to it.
Yeah.
You gain a +2 to your rolls, so it'd be 24.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah,
I didn't mean to make it longer.
No. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, it's you start off slow with it. So like the first being like a strength of 12. So it start off slow because you're also, it's your first time actually working with this type of obsidian as well. So it takes you a bit to get it going and ready, and then eventually you get in the swing of things and start like it's nothing. So then that picks up the time a little bit, and then that's where, the added heat from the forge and everything also helps reduce the time because it is burning a lot hotter. And yeah, you guys are profusely sweating. Arden, because you are covered in fur, where are you working on this pommel? Because the heat in this room is honestly very deadly to you.
Yeah, the hotter I get, the better I work. So I'm fired up.
Yeah. So you got the fire from Hellrend, you got the very high heat from the forge, as well as the blacksmith himself. And you are covered in fur.
Not the greatest place for me to be, but I know there's a spell that can work.
The shock.
Well, the shop's like in the corner of the same room.
Oh,
I mean, you would be further away from it, but
oh, if I start to notice that shit, if I start to notice Arden overheat, I'll just cast William my magic storeroom, open up the door to the outside, and it's my workshop. It has like nothing in it but a bench now, but
so yeah, Arden, you see William open up his little storeroom door, and you just see a workbench in the room. And it's definitely not as hot. It's more normal working condition. Room temperature, if you would.
you want me to turn on the cold air for you?
I love that a lot.
Sorry, it's too damn bad. I can't do that. I was just fucking with you. I'm gonna close the door.
So yeah, you get shut in this room. But your working conditions are significantly better.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that time of obviously taking the time to do it, you're working on the pommel, which is a very key piece to this little sword puzzle here. And it doesn't take you as long to do it because one, it is a small piece, as well as it is only one current thing while they are working on the entire rest of it. So William did say it is up to you on how you want to design this. So
the design of the sword mainly looks like the picture, but the rest, as everything as far as the handle, the hand guard, and the pommel can all change.
okay.
So, yeah.
Got it.
So
It's
yeah.
in the image tab, sorry.
So what design of the pommel do you want to make for this sword?
So, I think what I would want, I still want it to be straight down. I think as it curves around the pommel and the handle, I would try to design this as best as possible with engravings of shapes of petals and 4 pointed stars. What was the color of the stone that I got?
White.
Got it.
Yeah.
So definitely it would be the white being the stars and the petals.
Mm-hmm. Are you? Would you be infusing some of your magic into it while you're crafting it?
Say so. And I guess specifically white magnolia flower petals, but yeah, definitely that portion of my magic would be imbued into parts of this pommel.
Okay, good.
Say maybe thinking about a guardian spirit.
I'm thinking of something. Don't worry about it. So, yeah. It takes them about 3.5 hours to make the rest of the sword. You take less than that, so he's at least done in like 2 hours. And then with that, yeah, you guys are reaching the finishing point of making this sword. And eventually, William, you open the door to the storeroom.
You alive?
Yeah, he's alive.
No, I never really shut the door, so I didn't know what would happen.
Oh.
It's a complete lie. It's the same lie I told with the cart.
Yeah. So yeah, with that, the forge starts to die down. The colors change back to the normal orange, yellow, and reds, and also, you see Grevin pull his hands away from the forge. He was doing that the entire time, and you see him heavily covered in soot and sweat and just everything, honestly.
Does he look more like beat up, like the heat took it out of him?
Yeah, because he is using a lot of his. Give me an Arcana check.
Arden, look at your messages.
And I'm gonna say, if he starts to wobble over, I'm gonna catch him. But when I catch him, I'm gonna cast cure. I'm gonna give him my paladin points,
Okay.
or like probably like 5 of them, just to make sure he's good. Arcana.
Yeah.
Well, I'm probably not gonna get better than that because that was amazing. 27.
27? Okay. Yeah. So with the 27, you can definitely see that his everybody has, even if they don't use magic, there is still the power of essence and energy and your soul and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But as a magic user, you have a bit more. But there also comes a limit. And because he was doing this for 3.5 hours, max power, dishing out as much as he could, he's very, very low on magical energy.
Can I bend down and check on his shadow?
And yeah, it is because there's still a little bit of light and there is still a bit of fire still kind of emanating off of him and his armor. It does start to die down as well to go back to being like a normal set of armor and stuff. Yeah, you check his shadow and it's visible, but slightly at this point. And you see him take one step back and stumble to where he puts his arms on the stool that he was next to. And says, "Did we do it? I couldn't really see."
I'm gonna step behind him and like prop him up. Like, yeah, we did it. Just canceling on hands.
All right.
And then I'm gonna cast this one. I'm gonna try to do sneaky, like so nobody sees it.
Mm-hmm.
Like at all. I'm gonna soul siphon, and then outstretch my shadow to his. Casting soul siphon, cutting off a piece of my shadow, like, you know what I'm saying? Boosting him a bit.
Yeah. So you do this. You take part of your energy and soul, but not enough to fully change him like Zarlius and Fuller, just enough to sustain him for now, for him to heal up a bit. Yeah. There's a small piece that you are able to take off and embed into his shadow, and you start to see it return to a more solid looking state than the faded.
Cut it off right whenever I see him start to be better.
Yeah, you start to see him like kind of revitalize, and the the strain on his body starts to kind of soften a bit. He kind of relaxes, and that's when you cut it off.
I'm gonna stop joking. What's the problem, man? He can't keep up with the young cats.
No.
Anyway, that's understandable. I'm just gonna hold the sword in my hands and think, this is amazing. Let's finish it up.
Yep.
And then I'm just gonna gather the pieces from Arden, the handle and the pommel, and then we'll go, let's see here, let's see. I'm just gonna take I'm gonna ask him, what was your name again, Mr. Blacksmith?
Graven.
Graven. Right. Do you have an ingot I can borrow permanently?
He looks over just because he is like, he's still good, but like his eyes are kind of hazy a little bit because of the sweat and whatnot. And also like because you're standing next to him and you can see his eyes glow with the fiery like amber color. So like they're very like piercing in this dark forge. And you see him kind of like turn and look, and then off to the side, kind of near him, behind him a little bit, there is a small stack of shadow steel ingots. Just kind of piled up. About like, I guess like 10 of them. So like in the whole like the bowling pyramid kind of style.
I need one.
The ingots, yeah. So he looks over and looks at the pile and reaches his arm back, grabs it, and then hands it to you. And as he hands it to you, you felt the weight of normal iron before. You felt the weight of the obsidian from Nox, as well as the weight that the star metal has. And the shadow steel ingot also has a similar, if not just slightly lower heft to just the obsidian. So it's a pretty heavy steel.
It's made a pretty good counterbalance.
Yeah.
Be perfect for what I actually need it for. I'm gonna walk over to the anvil. I'm just gonna look at Hellrend and Gavin, and be like, y'all should probably step into the shop.
And he goes, yeah, he nods and kind of like gets up and walks over to and kind of leans up against the table. That's off to the side.
You said I need to get out of this room?
Or just
you're just in the corner. I don't want to pull you down with everything else.
Well, you're still in the room. You would still be in the room, just off to the side a little bit. You wouldn't be like right next to him by the forge.
Yeah.
And the anvil that's there.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I'll move to the side.
Thank you.
I would say I'd go look at the shield whenever you're done making your sword when you're attending to him.
Okay, so you... Oh, yeah. Go, you go.
Okay. I'm just gonna use my gravity magic and then put it on my fucking max for like everything in the 5-foot radius and getting like super pulled. And then I'm gonna not quickly, but like I'm gonna carve out 2 wolves' heads curving where they look like it's starting at the opposite end, right? So the left-hand side looks like it's starting at the right. The right-hand side looks like it's starting at the left. And then they're crossing. And it's just 2 wolves' heads wide. Punch a hole straight through it to fit the sword. And then turn it off. And be like, Okay, I'm going back to normal now. I think this is good.
All right.
I will say I witnessed none of this. I was looking at a shield.
Yeah, you were looking. You had your back turned to him. You felt the energy of being like the weight because it is gravity, so you do like feel like the room go like heavy for a second, and then it gets lifted. But you're too preoccupied looking at a shield. And as you're like looking at the shield, Gravin turns to you and goes, "Oh yeah, that's a whispering shield. It's a +2, and it has a special ability. When you're holding the shield, you can use a reaction to impose disadvantage on a target that is attacking you or an ally. And once a while, you can also activate the shield to cast Bane on an enemy within 30 feet of you."
That sounds entirely too fancy for what I'm looking for.
And then I'll say, William, you would hear the ending bit of it, of the pretty much the abilities of what it can do. You didn't hear the name of it or that it's a +2 shield. You just heard what it does.
Yeah. William, you're really quiet for me.
I'm just gonna start chuckling as hard as I fucking can whenever I hear Hellrend be like, "That is quite too fancy." Alright, cool. And I'm gonna walk over to everyone and having the pommel flat in one hand and the blade flat in the other, and just walk up to everyone and show it to everyone. Be like, good work, everyone. I think this will definitely do.
And then
You're happy with
yeah.
That's it.
Is you happy with it? Okay, so Hellrend says you're happy with it, and then Gravin pipes up and says, "Well, because it was a fancy made sword, I'm sure you have a good name for it."
Well, so far, my weapon has had 3 names. Event Horizon, one which I will not speak of, and Lightbringer. So I think seeing how the sword is, and I'll run my hands like across the stars of the metal mixed in with the obsidian in like a Damascus pattern.
Yep.
Be like, I think I'll call this Star Cleaver.
Has a nice ring to it, especially with what it's made out of.
I'll flick the sword and be like, yes, it does have a nice ring. And Arden, you did an amazing job on the pommel and handle. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No. Hellrend, I would like to offer an invitation to you. Considering as you helped make the sword, and I'm gonna look at Arden and be like, literally in the middle of my sentence, look at Arden, look at everyone else, and like hold up 2 fingers and be like, 1 second, grab Arden by the scruff and like punch him down in a little huddle. Be like, you think we should bring the blacksmith too?
You know what? That would save us a lot of trouble, time, and a trip. Let's get him.
Yeah, no, Arden, we're not kidnapping him. We're taking him to Nox if he wants to go.
And you see Arden kind of has like a slight disappointed brow. I'm like, oh, I mean, okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna lean him back up. I'm gonna go, okay, the both of you.
Yes.
These materials were made from my home, and I want to go back to my home with someone that I trust there and perform somewhat of a blessing ceremony over the sword. And along with the makers, well, I mean, the three of us, we're craftsmen. We know how much we take pride in our work. I feel like this will be a big moment not only for my people, but myself. And I'd appreciate it if the both of you would be there.
I would like to time skip for a second. But so what I'm getting at is I would like to say I am not going anywhere until I get a hefty plate of food and some alcohol, and then I would like to craft myself a shield, and then I would be willing, and I would like also wash off, and then I would like to go wherever you'd like to go.
If that's a yes, then I will assist you in everything except for washing you off, because that's a you job, bud.
I would be very perplexed on your response. I would have no inclination if that was the invitation for that.
I'm just gonna raise up my fist like for a fist bump and just wait and see what happens.
No.
Right. I tried. Yeah, I was 50 with everything. I just help him out with whatever you need.
Okay. Graven's response is, well, I've been interested a little bit because I can obviously see that you're not from around here. And, I mean, technically none of you are. But for you in particular, I have not seen anybody that looks like you before. But I don't judge, and I don't ask many questions.
I didn't think you were judging shit. Well, now I do.
But
I'm fucking with you.
Because of working on such an incredible weapon and using such interesting metals, why not? I'll go as well.
Fair warning to the both of you. This place was wiped out a very long time ago. It's almost a ghost town. You're gonna see ghosts. We're just going to one place. Don't freak out. You're gonna see somebody that kind of sort of looks like me, but not really.
I will respond with, I have not been afraid of anything.
Figured that.
DM, how much would you like for me to discard gold or silver wise to buy ample amounts of food and drink and then go to the ocean and take a dip?
The gold.
I got you covered on the food and drink.
Yeah.
The thing.
Yeah. William said he would cover it, so you're good. So
Okay.
a little bit of time passes. You go and take a dip in the ocean real quick.
Well, oh shit! First, I need to forge that shield.
Oh yeah. I mean, you do all of that. Yeah.
So let me pay for the metal, the dark steel.
Yeah.
I would want to build a shield about 3 feet wide and about 6 feet tall.
Okay. Yeah, he'll
4 ingots, 5, 6 ingots. I don't care.
Yeah, that'll be enough. Gravin's like, yeah, sure. Because you've helped out a lot. I'll just you can just work on it. We're good.
Then, god dang it! Now I kind of want to buy him some food or some bullshit. I don't like to be given stuff for free. I like for it to be an exchange. That irks me.
Well, I got something you can do for it. Sorry, I'll mute again.
You will die. Okay. That's great. I would like to build the shield. Several hours, I'm sure. I'm still wound up and ready to go from the last thing we forged, and work and fighting is like the thing that I live for. So I would like to equip that onto my back. I will never hold it in my hands. It is strictly on my back at all times. So, what would you like for the plus to be for my back?
It would be. I don't know. I think it would be a plus. It would be a +3, yeah.
Did I try dropping some Lumi crystals in there without him noticing? Just to give it an extra boost, honestly.
Sure.
But I know he said he doesn't want fancy. Like I'm literally trying not for like any magical effects like I would go for, just a small extra like to make it magical type shit.
Yeah, it does. Well, yeah, it would really all the only thing that the Lumi crystals does is just it glows. That's about it. It's just an extra little bit of light, so it's not anything too fancy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it shining or glowing from within, but yeah, I mean that's fine.
Pause.
Cool.
Or,
yeah, so I'll try. He sees it. I don't care. Cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Alex playing what happens. All right, cool.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that works. So then, yeah, that would add it as a +3. So.
Sweet, that's what I got it at already.
Yeah. So it would just upgrade the shield that you currently have.
Which I don't remember having that shield, but
there you go.
Great. I mean, I put it in there because I think that I was planning on doing this. I just don't remember.
I think that's what it was. I think we already
over from my previous thing,
yeah.
I had it in there.
Yeah. So then, yeah, that's it. Then, yeah.
Well, like after we said our goodbyes because he was going to the beach, I would have shown him where the cart is, and then just kick the door open and be like, "Everyone, start getting fucking ready."
True.
The name of that shield is going to be Hellrend's Tower.
Nice. That's sick. All right. With this, everybody has now gathered back at the cart. Hellrend in tow.
Turn my computer on.
Obviously, I would have invited the blacksmith with us to, just chill out while whatever.
Yeah, right. Right, yeah.
And while everyone's in there, I'm gonna look at Hellrend outside of the cart, look at the door, bite my lip, and go like, fuck, okay, give me a second. Slap my hands and stretch the door like maybe 3
Why are you so quiet? Are you 30 feet away from your fucking mic right now? I can barely hear you.
I don't know. Maybe it's just quiet. I don't know. I'm using my headphones so I can hear y'all better. But
sorry, I just turned your volume up. You're at 190%.
Hell yeah.
Jesus fuck. Man.
Okay. So you I mean it's doable.
So it's by the time they get back, is it 9 or 10 o'clock? Because it took 3 hours to make that sword.
Yeah. Pretty late.
Or axe, sorry.
Yeah, sword. Yeah. And yes, it would be.
So 10 o'clock, call it even?
Yep.
All right. Zarlius, I know you're muted. Don't know if you're doing anything. After your room, would you have come down and done whatever? Or because you said you left after you saw me put down a shield full of food. Not a plate full, a shield full. Don't know if Zarlius is here. If not, then give it about 10 seconds.
I mean, at this point, Oh yeah, I guess it's still cutting back in time. Yeah, to 3 hours before. So.
All right, Zarlius isn't here, so I'm just going to I'm gonna be asleep on the couch, and because of how full and how high I am, I'm gonna be loudly snoring.
Okay.
So setting the scene for when insert people enter.
Yeah. So, William, as you open the door, and at this current point, this is one of those heavy, like, inhales, so you don't hear the snore quite yet. You go and stretch the door open a little bit wider. That way Hellrend can walk inside. Because it is a magical door. It is possible, and you can do it. So, right as you do that, you hear this loud
Yeah, I'm going for our probably like childhood dad snore, where it slightly rumbles the foundation kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
I got you.
Oh yeah, it shakes the entire cart.
Okay.
It feels like an earthquake if you're in the cart. That's
that's literally how I remember it too. Like in my childhood. That's so accurate.
As I walk through the door, I'm just gonna have my head down and just be like, "Hey, Mr. Hulk, can you get a bucket of ice water?"
Mr. Hulk.
Yeah. And he goes and does that.
Wait, is this one of your shadow forms things, aberrations?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have the bucket in hand. Hellrend, Gavrin,
Mm-hmm.
please come inside to our home cart traveling, our home for the moment. With like a weird. Well,
I'll kind of look at you funny and ask, and what do I need to do in there?
if you want to come with us to the other place, you have to just trust me, and I will explain inside. Or I can explain outside if you're not comfortable with that. It's up to you.
Yes, please explain it before you make me go in there.
It should have been like, unless you're scared.
I'm not. I'm not gonna show you right now because my dog's already harnessed up, and I'd kind of be a pain in the ass to reharness her. So I'll give you a small demonstration. I'm from this place called Nox. We can't get there by conventional travel means. So what we're gonna do is this. And I'm gonna sink into my shadow and pop up into Gavrin's shadow. We're gonna travel through shadows, I guess. Look, I'm still very new to this, but I'm not new to the traveling thing. Okay, I got that part down. Don't worry about that.
It's traveling with
cut you
others.
I'm gonna cut you off and just say, I just want to do whatever needs to be done, but I do not want to spend. I want to spend as little time as possible inside of that cart.
Promise. Okay, let me explain everything outside first. So, whenever you get inside, we're going to travel. It's going to be kind of fast. It might turn your stomach a little bit for the first timers. That's okay. We got buckets everywhere just in case. So, that's going to happen. After that, we can immediately exit. From there, we're going to have to travel through a town. In the town, you're going to see some things that might not scare you, but unsettle you, if not make you upset.
Right.
Because
I'll cut you off again and then just say, as short as time as possible inside of this wagon. Other than that, I could care less. I'm here for it.
Okay. All right, cool. Only other thing is, if you see a monster, don't go after it. And I'm looking at everyone. So don't kill anything while we're here. Okay?
I'll do my best.
Thank you. Throw the bucket of water on John. We're fixing to leave. Please. get
Okay,
inside.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Where's
He's-
John to me?
He is currently drenched on the couch.
It's like the couch is right next to the door.
Okay, did we all follow you in, or are you prepping everybody to be standing where you need to and then calling me inside?
Yeah, I just told you can take a seat on the couch. Like everyone's just chilling, and then whenever I threw the bucket of water on John, I was like, "All right, yeah, you can come inside now."
Okay. He's soaking wet, drenched,
Yeah.
and you're ready to go.
Like,
You're ready to teleport us?
oh,
Yeah. I'm
but you're
ready.
talking to me.
Nope, I am not.
I am, I am currently alert. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, you're gonna be
Yep,
much more.
I'm ready.
Okay. So,
All right.
what I am going to do is I am going to walk inside. I'm sure that this cart is going nuts. When I get
Honestly,
inside,
it's pretty chill. The
Yeah.
ride's not too bad.
when I get inside, I'm gonna walk up and see that John is absolutely soaking wet head to toe,
hmm
and I am going to touch his shoulder, and he is going to freeze all over. All of his clothes are going to freeze, and all the water on him is going to freeze, and he's going to be cold as shit. And I'm going to look at William.
Oh, high five! That's fucking great.
I love being paralyzed for the whole session. That's great.
Okay, second.
Now we're up a little bit.
It's just a tiny little sheet of 2-inch ice on your freaking clothes.
I am frozen all over. 2 inches of ice. I am all over.
When mopping wet clothes freeze, that frost is going to expand. So it's not just your clothes, it's going to be a frosted layer on you. And you're not frozen solid, it's just the water on top of you.
Okay.
That is not enough water to freeze you solid.
Closing the door, still laughing. I'm like trust falling in my shadow. I'm getting the hang of this. This is fun for me now. Trust falling in my shadow and then landing on top of Sarkesha. And then I'm not asking anyone if they're ready. I'm just 1, 2, bloop.
Okay.
I've been blooped enough. I'm almost more experienced than William at this point.
So, well, this
The
is,
amount of time as William has blooped me into the cart
this is
and
not
into X-May person.
Oh, no. Listen, this is completely different.
this is not your normal bloop.
I promise after this, we're going after the bad guy. I don't know. I felt like this was right to do.
Yeah.
Maybe one more episode.
The entire. So you're sitting on Sarkesha, yeah?
Yeah, like
No,
in
it is.
order to make the connection and have it be safe.
Okay. And so she's hooked up to the car. Okay, I got you. So
Because I know I can go and she can go, but whenever we go together, it's a lot stronger of a bond.
yeah. And then also the whole fact that you've also brought Zarlius and Arden before. So this one's gonna be interesting. Because there's more people and you're not as adept in doing it. Roll a D100.
Okay.
I'll say the higher it is, you tap into the power and it works first try. If it's low, it might take a couple tries.
104.
Fair.
004.
Fair. Okay. So, with this,
I told you this is really important to Will.
you fall through your shadow and land on top of Sarkesha. You then you and her both channel this shadowish energy and power. And then it starts to cloak the entire cart as well, because luckily enough, you guys are parked in a spot where there is enough shadow that this just works. The shadow envelops the entire cart, and it feels like a whirlwind kind of feel. And then it feels in the cart, it doesn't seem like much. It doesn't feel like much. There is a bit of shaking in the cart just because of this teleportation happening. And what happens is everyone's vision starts to blur a little bit. And then it kind of just like speeds up, kind of like a hyperspeed in Star Wars. And then eventually there's a shake of a cart landing, and then your vision starts to return. And then you're here. You're all looking at each other inside the cart. However, most of your form is kind of shadowy in nature. And you go to touch and move stuff, and what's on you is movable. If you go and try to touch something in the cart, even though, yes, this is your cart and everything like that, nothing seems to move. It seems like when you go to touch it, your hand kind of phases through it. And then with that, the door opens, and William is standing there at the
Cool,
door.
so I can't change my clothes. W.
Fuck, I forgot to tell you all about this. Okay, 1 second. Everyone out the cart. Hurry up. First, let Hellrend go. Hellrend, please. I'm sorry to freak everyone. Just give me like 5 minutes and I'll fix everyone, I promise.
Here's the thing. Okay, you can stop now because you're not actually here. Okay? That's the thing, is your mind and consciousness is here. Your actual body is not.
Well, you didn't explain that part.
I was getting to it, but you started shaking and being cold and being a schoolgirl.
Fucking frozen!
I wasn't done explaining everything.
All right, Sir William, you better fix me.
I will. Just 5 minutes, please. Everyone on the ground, and as everyone's coming out, I'm gonna start drawing a magic circle all the way around everybody.
All right.
And then I'm gonna cast a Yarden on everyone, making them all temporal like me, and be like, okay, don't freak out. This normal for y'all. It's not normal for me because I'm from here, so y'all are good now.
Yes.
Because my feet are on the ground currently, or
Yes.
on the cart.
No, on the ground. Yeah, you're outside. You've walked outside. You're able to move. So in the kind of shadowy kind of form, is you're able to move around. It's just that if you go to move stuff, it stays in the spot, and you kind of just kind of phase through it. But with this, now you are outside of the cart. Everybody is. You're in this giant magic circle. William casts the spell, and the shadowy image of everybody starts to disappear, and you guys are now, boom, standing in this place. You can see your feet, you can see your hands, all of your weapons and stuff. You can see everything.
As long as I'm on the cart, I'm good to go.
Yeah, you're off the cart.
Casting mending on John to fix this shit. No, okay, John, we're good now. Everyone chill. This is important to me, John, and I'm slowly giving you death daggers in the eyes.
As you guys start to look around at the scenery, William, Arden, and Zarlius, the scenery looks familiar to you. It seems that even though you have traveled from your starting location, that even now, you still appear in front of this city. The same city.
I just casually lead everyone through it because I'm used to it at this point. So I'm like,
And to the rest, so where is my folder? There it is. No. There it is. Okay. Yes. Okay. I had to remember which city it was. Okay. Off to the side, you can see this sign that says Umberfall. And as you guys look out into the landscape and see a bunch of buildings, but they're all in ruin, you start to see these spectral looking figures walking around. And it's a sight to behold. One of the gravity that this weighs on the destruction of the city, but also the history and the knowledge. It weighs very heavy, even though this is your first time being here. Even if you have no knowledge of or wanting to know more, it doesn't matter. You still feel the weight and the heaviness and the gravity of the situation that happened centuries ago.
Okay.
as I'm walking through, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say I've seen battle literally sun up to sundown, so I understand the feeling. I'm just kind of casually strolling.
Yeah. As I'm walking through and like everybody's just taking this out, I'm just saying hi to everybody, like all the ghosts. By now, I would have learned their names and like because I can see their faces, so I would have, my memory's pretty good. I would have remembered them. Just saying hi to everybody. Hey, did you enjoy the book? Has anyone been training with the sword ever?
So yeah, like as you're doing that and conversating with some of them, at one point in time during your mini visits, there was one that says to you, this was obviously a while ago, one of your first times coming back here to train with Nocturne, that one of their neighbors went missing. And they say that he was a void tiefling.
When did he go missing?
Around the time when you last showed up.
Can I not drawing attention to myself at all? Can I look at my fuzzy rabbit friend's shadow and determine if there is one or two there?
There is one that you can see with your high, I'll say there's one you can see with your very high perception. But even still, with that very high perception, you stare nonchalantly into the shadow of Zarlius. And so ever faintly, you can see a galaxy-like shadow within.
I'm gonna, as we're walking, I'm gonna, if I see the one I was having this conversation with, and now that it's all starting to click, I'll just drag them next to me, do the arm walk thing. And just sort of talk, drag and walk with them and go, what was the neighbor like?
He was an interesting fellow. He liked to talk in riddles and kind of poems. It was very odd. But he's a kind person. There was no problems. Everybody here is come to term whether we were good or bad in our past life, but since we've all been here for centuries, we've come to terms with who we are now. And honestly, if anything has happened to him, whether he has gained abilities or interacted with anybody, who's to say? Honestly, he was a kind fellow. So,
Okay. I'm going to lean over to him and go, as I let you go, look at all my companions. Only tell Nocturne, and then I'll let him go.
okay.
And then we should be like rounding the corner to get on the street of the temples to where the vault is at the very back.
Yeah. So as you guys are following William, who is now like, who at the point was just like arm in arm with this one spectral figure, you guys are seeing the destruction of multiple buildings, libraries, facilities, and then the destruction is cataclysmic. Half of the buildings are gone. They're mostly in rubble. And some of what you can see is as you're passing by one of these libraries and big like laboratory facilities kind of things, you guys can see into one of them pretty far in it because of how badly destructed this building is. But off to the side, you can kind of see that there is a locked pathway. So what you can tell is that if there is more of these spectral-like creatures wandering about, some of them were most likely trapped under that rubble. And as you guys continue further into the city, you guys get to this giant-looking cathedral. And there is a gate with half of the door broken off its hinges, open.
I'm going to just slowly push it open, go home sweet home, and then give out my usual call.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath and go, honey, I'm home.
And as you do that, the main doors to this cathedral slowly start to open, making a dramatic entrance. There is nobody standing at the door. The door just opens.
I brought some people, so don't freak out. We're just gonna. I'm going. I mean, everybody's like, holy fuck.
Yeah, everybody's just kind of like falling in line and just following. As you guys enter into this giant cathedral, I think, do I still have the map for that? I don't know, because I might have deleted it, because, let me see. No, I do. Okay.
What's everybody think so far?
I'm starting the session, and then that way everybody can see it. I'll say that this is where everybody is kind of falling in line now. Kind of staggered a little bit with the group. Sarkesha is not here. She's by the cart. I'll just say that way you guys have transportation back.
I'm just sort of walking down the middle, explaining, like, this is where I go whenever I disappear. This is my home away from home. Point out the doors that have the training area. I'll be like, that room's fucking sick. You will probably get your ass whooped in there. Except for you. And I'll start to turn to something else, and I'll be like, except for you, Hellrend, you'd probably break it.
I'll just grunt and slightly nod my head.
Yeah, that's what I figured too. And then this, and I just start explaining everything. You're like, oh, where the fuck you at, Nocturne?
Yeah.
Come on.
So then, yeah, eventually you guys get into the main hall of this ruined cathedral. And obviously, William, you know this familiar sight. There is a more shadow galaxied figured person sitting in a chair. He does have a cloak kind of draped over him a little bit. And you hear him respond to William after all of this, the honey, I'm home, as well as explaining to you guys all this stuff. He responds with, William, you're here a lot earlier than I expected. And you've brought your friends. And he looks towards Arden and Zarlius and I remember these two.
Yeah. Pause. Take it back a couple. What you mean I was here earlier than you expected? You were expecting?
I always expect you. You come to train on a whim. I don't know when you're going to show up. So I just expect you're going to be here.
Fair point. Look, I have some pretty cool shit I want to see if you can help me with. And I'm like immediately switched up from joking straight serious. I'm gonna pull the sword out.
Okay.
And be like, me, him and him pointing to Gavin and Hellrend and Arden.
Mm-hmm.
We all made this. And if you take a look and feel the blade, they'll be pretty recognizable. Added a couple things from home that I found on a couple walks back and forth from training. And
mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh, you see him kind of like stand up at this point and kind of just like start walking kind of like back and forth, just listening, but also looking over at the group to see and kind of clock and take in the sights of the new people that are here. And then eventually he'll start walking down towards you to actually look at the sword.
Whenever he gets right next to me, I'm gonna go, don't freak out because I brought new people. Trust me, craftsmen on our ship that won't speak a word of this. Hopefully.
He goes, I'm not worried. The elemental guardians are known around the world, but not many have been to this location, obviously. So it's not the fact that I'm worried, per se. It's more of what could happen in the future. And he looks down at the blade and describing what it looks like to him.
Yeah. The main part of the blade is starlight, like the star metal and obsidian Damascus, and then the handguard is the twisted wolves going opposite directions, kind of creating like a cage in the middle of the sword where they cross. The handle, Arden. Arden, hello.
Arden is muted.
Yeah, okay, fuck it. So the handle is a pink cherry wood that I've laced leather around to like still show the pink in it. And then the white flowers and the whatever else the cross is, 4 pointed stars.
Yeah.
On the pommel. And then I'll just be like, Look, Nocturne, we've just as a collection of people have not had a good run of things lately. There, I want to make this to be a new, call it light of hope in a dark world.
I see.
So I want to use my golden power with your help. I'm gonna clean up and be like, you know who, and whoever else was in my family. And some of you, I just want to give Nox a chance again. And I feel like this would be what we, and if there's any more out there, what they need.
So what you're saying is you want to be, or at least with this sword, the light in the dark of this dark, dark world. To
I'm
bring
gonna look around. Just nod my head.
to bring hope to those who still suffer to this day.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of our job, kind of my job when they got passed down to me. So I wasn't able to learn it as a kid. I'm damn sure gonna learn it now.
I see. And with the help of your friends, you feel like you have more of a fighting chance in this world. Is that it?
Well, let's put it this way. And let's turn around. Be like, everyone here today would have been with me at this point. I'd be wearing this crown right now.
Death is a formidable foe. But honestly, you should still count yourself lucky.
I still count myself pissed off. But that is honest, and I don't know, you told me to look, I guess, beyond that. And that's what I'm doing with this thing. And yeah, I just wanted everyone to be here because this means a lot to me because of what this place is, and at the end of the day, how much it means to me.
So, what do you seek bringing this weapon to me? Empowering it for you?
More help with the blessing / publicity. And people in Nox, they know you, they trust you. They don't know me, and I guarantee you, after they find out who I am, they won't trust me. But if you trust me, that could go a long way. Gotta think about the games ahead, not the game you're playing right now. Another lesson to tell me.
Are you still like holding the sword out to him, like to show him and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's going to reach for it and just like look at it and actually like fully inspect it now. So you see him go and pick it up and start looking at the intricate details of everything that you have said and the craftsmanship that the four of you have done together, and looking at it over and over again and seeing the faint cherry-ish / magical powers from the hilt, the pommel, and whatever wood was used on the handle of the sword. Is looking at it, and then looking at the blade of it, and is slowly like running his hand over it, just looking at it. It is a fine weapon indeed. You've done well. And he looks over towards Gravin, Arden, and Hellrend, because you mentioned them, and he can kind of pick out, because he can kind of pick out who's who. One, he's already met Arden, so he already knows that. And then the other two, he can pick out Hellrend and Gravin as well. And says, all right, you want the sword to be blessed, to bring faith back to Nox. Is that it?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, heard. All right.
Is this place cold as well as dark, or just dark?
Slightly. Not fully, but your flames would be enough to keep you warm. And anybody else who's near you.
Okay.
It's slightly cold. It's not like freezing temperatures, but it's slightly there.
Ready?
And
I am uneasy in these types of situations, so I'm just kind of not fidgeting around, but kind of like hitting my palms together and kind of like rubbing my arms and just being a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's dark and cold, so also
that is true. And then also just being in the presence of this person as well. There is like, you felt the gravity that William has like used recently, as well as just in general, just the gravity of the world, but then also the gravity that he used to also forge the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
The gravity that you feel in this room is even heavier than what William can do. Almost 5 times heavier. And
no. Go ahead.
It's just the presence alone is enough to make you feel uneasy. And he has like these piercing purplish eyes that glow in this dark room. There's enough light in here to where you can see the damaged pews and wood and half of the stuff that's fallen over and broken. The boarded stained glass window in the background, the complete shattered one as well. You can see the destruction that has happened here, and also just the weight again that this entire town feels. This entire part of this world just feels different. And for you, it doesn't necessarily scare you or you feel worried. It's more of just there's a lot of weight that is physical, mental, and just definitely visible.
So now that you know how I feel, uncomfortable and kind of awkward, when he asks about, do you want to bless this sword and whatever, I just give him like the white guy fake smile and kind of like a little shrug. Just kind of ready to get back to this.
To get out of here. Yeah. And he goes,
no offense, it's just
no, yeah,
that's what my character's doing.
No, yeah, you're good. And obviously, like when he was looking at everybody, he clocks that and sees you, and it's like, don't worry, This will only take a minute. And turns around with the sword in hand and walks over to pretty much this piano that's broken. But in this like center-ish area right here. It's behind it's technically behind the chair that he normally sits in. There is the piano has kind of been shifted and kind of morphed into somewhat of like an altar-ish kind of thing. And he goes and places the sword on it. And then you start to see like shadows start to extend from him and kind of go and envelop the sword. And then the light that shines through this stained glass window just perfectly to where that center dot lines up to the center of the hilt, in between the crossed, arched wolf heads. You see the light shine brightly as you hear the faint, like, somewhat of like a chant or a spell possibly being used or incantation. It's very muddled. You can't exactly hear what he's saying. And
try to help him by pumping everything that I think is my divine energy that way into it.
Okay. And do you walk up to it as well to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go and you walk up and you're on the other side of this. And then you go and start putting your hands onto this, like, the sword is now coated in shadows. And you put your hands on that coated little barrier and push and seep your shadows into it as well. And as you're doing this, again with the light shining down just high enough above you, this center dot glows with intensity. And almost like a beam, it kind of just fires right into it. And with that, the shadows get dispelled around it. And now the sword has a slightly different look to it. It still has each integral part and finely crafted materials that you have put into it. It's just now there's a faint in the grooves of the wolves, as well as the flowers and the rest of the handle, there is this faint purplish shine to it, almost like what you see off of the obsidian. To where now the entire sword has this kind of obsidian purplish sheen to it. Even the Damascus looks a little different. And the sword kind of glows a little bit. And Nocturne looks up at you, William, and says, "It is done." And without you saying the name, he says, "This star cleaver will be the new hope for Nox."
You know, if you're watching me, you don't gotta be creepy about it. But I agree.
He's like, it's not that I'm watching you. It's the fact that you've put your time and effort into a finely crafted weapon that when you name it, it gets embedded into the weapon. And he points to the part of the hilt, star cleavers etched into it.
Oh shit! It's fucking sick.
He goes,
Ooh.
"It's right there."
Well,
And then he
great.
picks it up and hands it to you.
I'll take it.
Now, it seems like you were friends, as he kind of looks over towards Hellrend and John at this point. Not fully, just kind of like looking over his shoulder a little bit.
Mm.
Are feeling a little uneasy. So, I will see you at some other point. But good luck. And don't die.
You neither. Spread the word to the other towns. I'll let everyone here know.
I'll do my best.
Alright. Good night, everybody. Thank you all for coming very much. It means a lot. We can leave now.
And you see, as you've returned back to the group, you see Gravid standing there. Eyes wide in awe at what just happened, as well as just being in the presence of an elemental guardian.
Oh shit, Nocturne, I think we broke in. You okay, Kevin?
He goes, I can't I can't believe it. You're Nocturne, right? The elemental guardian? And Nocturne slowly turns around.
Somebody's famous.
He goes, yes. I am Nocturne, the Endless Nothing. I am one of the 6 elemental guardians of Elloria. I have seen tragedies over the entire world. The chaos that the world is currently in. And what is soon to happen later. I have this feeling that there is a war brewing, but it won't be for a long time now. But looking at you, Blacksmith, seeing your work firsthand, if anybody needs to be armed, you will definitely get a call. And he just stands there in shock.
Gavin moving up in the world, that's what we're talking about.
And he goes, thank you. That means a lot. It proves that I've grown a lot over these years. And don't worry. When you need me, I will make as many weapons as needed. I will help in whatever cause. And Nocturne looks at him. And William, for one of the few times you've actually seen him smile, this is one of those times.
I was giving myself a little smile and then telepathically connect with Nocturne and be like, Are we going to war with that dragon bitch?
What? Which one? What?
The ability that lets me connect to telepathically speak to any creature from Nox.
Uh-huh.
I'm connecting with Nocturne and like just so I don't cause panic between everybody. I'm like, so we're fighting, like you're for sure, like it's a yes, we're gonna fight Tiamat, you're with me on this type of thing.
He it takes him a second to respond because he's taking in the moment of just congratulating this guy.
Yeah. Oh no, this is after that. This is after.
And well, yes, and like he's you see him smiling slightly, and then he shifts his eyes over towards you to respond. It's not for certain quite yet, but there seems to be a lot more going on throughout the world. A little bit more within the volatile continent, and also another part of the world called the Abandoned Domain. There's been a lot of commotion about a earth dragon being there in the Abandoned Domain. And over in the volatile continent, there's quite a few. There's at least 2, maybe 3.
Which one is it, Nocturne? 2 or 3? Because that's where we're going next. You know what? I'll let you figure that out, homie. I'm too scared right now.
But when I hear word from the council to see what our next move is, especially if we're immobilizing the rest of the the elemental guardians, I'll let you know.
Keep me updated and let me know where those dragons are, because I got some beef with them. Also, if you know their names, I learned a little bit through some magic the other day, like Tiamat's family tree and possibly her offspring. But there was only one that I couldn't get a good read off of. It was really weird because this dragon's name is Dave, and the spell wouldn't show me his father. It only showed me Tiamat. You know anything about that one? Is that one there?
It doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, you lion circus. Okay.
He might be. I haven't heard of any of her children being named Dave. But if there is one, then he is probably one of the youngest. Like Sparkrender.
So he could grow up to be a problem,
Possibly. But it depends.
Well, keep an ear out and let me know what you hear. All right, everybody, we can go now. I'm sorry for the intrusion. This is me like talking now.
Talking. All right, guys, we can go.
I'm just like staring at Nocturne and then break eye contact and go, all right, let's go.
Yeah. And then eventually, yep, you guys walk through. This time it's kind of like a speed walk. Hellrend, I'm be honest, Hellrend, you're kind of leading the charge at this point, trying to get out of here.
Yep.
And you kind of follow the path where you guys came from, and eventually you get back to the cart. And this is it.
I'm gonna wait outside the cart until everybody else gets in.
Yep. So this is it. You guys make it back to the cart. William, it is your time to do this once more.
Where did this As we were walking through, like I walked through the town the entire time with the sword up, just like telling everybody, like this is what this is what I made it for, everything like that. And as we get to the cart, everybody's in. As I'm closing the door, I'm just gonna look back at the city and make another one of those silent promises to myself that I got this, and then we go.
Yep. And this one is a little bit faster. Same feelings. But obviously you guys aren't in shadowed form. You pretty much go through hyperspace once more and eventually return back to in front of the Crow's Perch in Bitterbrook. And that's where you guys get back to here.
Alright, everybody, we got a bad guy to kill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then let me get Hellrend because he's over here. And there he is. Alright, now everybody's here. Oh yeah, and I guess Grove's here too. So with that, you guys returning and everything like that, everybody filing out of the cart once more. Graven looks towards you, William, and says, "Thank you for taking me. Getting to meet one of the elemental guardians is honestly a big honor. But not only that, Nocturne, one who doesn't really show himself too much. But I trust in him, so I put my trust in you too."
Thank you. It means a lot.
And then he goes, you see him look down at his hands and goes, "I've got a lot of work to do."
Well,
And you see him start to walk off back towards the forge.
hold on, I wasn't done talking.
Okay, and then so he gets about right here.
I'm like, hey, hold on, come back. I want to tell you something.
Hang on, what?
You want to know the way I met him and something I found out through him? All the gods that you know aren't who you think they are. If you have time, possibly later today, we have some stuff to go take care of, but I might spin you a tale if you lend me your ear.
Well, if that seems to be the truth, if it also comes from Nocturne himself, then you know where to find me.
Give him a small little bow and let him go on his way.
And he turns around and walks off. Boom. And then, as you guys are all kind of out here, I'll just say everybody's kind of out. Name and Nevri are kind of here, still in like the doorway of the cart, and Nevri kind of looks at Name, and then looks at you guys, and can kind of sense. She gets a sense of what's to come next. So she says, I think I'm gonna stay here at the cart with Name. If we need anything, I will go shopping and get us some more supplies. Especially if it's right here at the tavern, I can easily go do that. And other than that, I will most likely be we'll be here keeping the cart safe. If anything, it seems like you guys are going to go and fight that priest, right? That the mayor said. I just get this feeling that's where you guys are going.
Yeah, that's where we're going. Let me see your necklace real quick. I need to do something to it. The one that summons your fox.
The whistle?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
Look, a lot of stuff has happened in the past couple hours. I'm a little fuzzy, okay?
Yeah, she goes, the whistle, which is like hanging around her neck with the little fox pendant as well.
Yes.
She goes, yeah, and takes it off and hands it to you.
Okay. I want to use Evolve Magic to take off the no attack limits on her fox. That way, if something happens while we're gone, she has her fox to fight too.
Okay, so like you're taking
I want to give the fox magic to fight if it doesn't have any type of thing, whichever the case is.
Let me see. It's a good thing I still have her character sheet up. Let's see. So I guess technically it would, but it would just be like what the actual like creature is, I'm guessing. So because it is a fox, it would have whatever character sheet that has, which I don't think there is one, so we'll have to make one.
For a kitsune.
So yeah, it would be that. But yeah, there is the whole what was it? What did it say? The whistle can be used once per day and recharges at midnight. Okay, so yeah, that is actually recharged now. Because that at time it already, yeah, so it's recharged now. It's full. But yeah, so pretty much you would be just enhancing its fighting capabilities.
Yeah, just a little bit, just to make sure.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what you do. Pretty much it still has the same effects of just summoning the fox, but now it can fight as well.
Wait, guys, stay in the cart unless you gotta go shopping and try to listen to holes, I guess. I don't care. Alright, guys. Turn around, everyone else. You all ready?
Yep. As you guys turn around, you see Hellrend is not standing there. He's a little ways away, but
he's
not
7 foot tall. Where the fuck did he go?
But he's not directly with the group now. He's a little ways away.
He's probably already on the way.
But you can see the direction of where he's going.
I am standing in the brightest spot of that intersection with my arms up in the air, and I'm just looking in the sun, at the sun with my eyes closed. Just basking in the sun.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Note to self. The fireman doesn't like dark places. Just make sure the rest of the crew is ready and then just throw the holler out to Hellrend. When you're ready, we're heading out.
I'm going to stand there stoically until they move their feet. And then when they start moving their feet, then I'll start walking.
All right.
I'll wait for like a minute just to see if he's going to walk and then realize what he's doing. Go, oh, okay. And then I walk.
Yeah. So then that happens. And then you guys are now walking towards, well, back towards the blacksmith. Because you got to go past it. You guys are now walking back towards the blacksmith area. You see off in the distance once you get to the blacksmith. It's very far away, but very looming in the background. It is said to be the Ebon Chapel, but This is no mere chapel. It is a whole lot bigger. You can see the outside of this building. It is huge. It has dark, scaled roofing. You can see it looks very ominous from where you guys are currently standing, especially with the field of view and the depth. And there is this, what seems to be a almost a more darker shadow cast over it than what is already there because of the cove that you guys are currently in. Because this cove is still surrounded by dark, sharp basalt rocks and just other rocks as well. So this cove is somewhat encased a little bit, and with the dark atmosphere looming over this chapel, as well as the jagged edges, this place looks menacing as hell. And eventually you guys get closer and closer. And now you are on the outside of this place. And at this point, it is getting darker as well. Time has been passing a decent amount, even though in Nox it does pass a little bit slower. But even still, this time to get here as well. It is now looming over towards nighttime once more. And now with you guys being over here in this dark place, with a little bit of lantern lights and some glow from some of the plants outside, this is what you can see from the side, of course. You see this building has some nice marbling stairs and some intricate looking statues outside, as well as just a bunch of kind of walled off areas.
Okay. My instinct says, who are we looking for here? What's his name?
It is the High Priest Malachar, the Shroud Bringer.
Okay. My instinct is to walk up to the front door and use the hammer side of my axe to knock on it and yell out Malachar.
Okay.
But if the party does not want me to do that, they better.
I mean, yeah,
forwards.
you start to walk. Yeah, I'll say, yeah, Hellrend, you start to walk forward and you get to the first step. Anybody want to say anything?
Blood sense. I would like to cast it.
Okay, you're casting Divine Sense?
Blood sense.
Blood
Yeah,
sense.
Okay, I'll do all of them.
Okay. Let me see. Blood sense is Celestial Fiend Undead. And then Blood sense is what again?
I know where any creature is if they're missing any hit point.
Oh, if they're missing any hit points.
Yeah, that's crucial.
Okay. So no, nobody is missing any hit points right now. So
This is bad guys always have hurt people in their dungeon.
yeah. Or I guess technically, yes, but not really for who you're looking for. So slightly. And then Celestial Fiend and Undead. No. Surprisingly. Hold on, let me check one more time, real quick. I believe not. Yeah, no. No.
Okay, Hellrend, do your thing, man.
All right, you giving Hellrend the go ahead?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Hellrend, you walk up to the front door,
Yes, sir.
and you said you're knocking on the door, just like a
Knocking on the door.
just like a knock.
With with my hammer side of my axe.
Okay,
I'm using it as a door knocker.
okay, and then you're yelling out Malakar's name.
Yep.
All right. When you do that, there's silence for a good 5 to 10 minutes, and then
Okay.
eventually the doors slowly start to open. Similar to, you get the same vibe, especially recently, of the same type of slowly the doors open, just like what happened to Nocturne's chapel or cathedral.
Does my danger sense do anything?
At the moment, no. There's nobody near you.
Okay. As the door opens, just describe to me what I see.
Well, how about I show you?
That'll work.
I need to move everybody. We're over here. You are right here. You guys are right here. You guys are right here. There you go. All right. The doors open and you are right here. And when you first see, walking in, there are a bunch of torches hung on these pillars as they fill this room. And you see a bunch of pews. Currently, there is nobody in this room.
And I can see up to here, correct?
Yes. How far is your... Hold on.
60. Or right here, 60.
Yeah. So, yes. Yeah, you can see up to there. Yeah, 60 is about right there. Yep.
I am walking in.
Okay. You're walking in. How far?
Is this right here just like a straight pathway through?
Are you pointing? You can use the pointer. Okay. That way, not quite. There are doors there.
So I will walk this span until I get up to these benches so I can see this area.
Up to there. Okay.
Here.
All right. William, are you following?
Yeah, I'll follow in behind him, and then Sarkesha will be in between us.
Okay. So
Sarkesha and me.
we'll do that. Okay. And then I think everybody else will kind of just slowly file in.
Just a quick out of game question.
Mm-hmm.
This place is described to us as just a completely bad place and anything that moves is bad, or this is like a normal establishment and stuff is going on behind the scenes?
It's a little bit of both, but more leaning towards bad. Like more of like anything and everything is bad.
Don't ask me what to do because I want to burn down the whole village.
So especially with the vibe right here, where you guys are currently at, it does seem like it's just a normal chapel.
Okay. Well, whenever you're ready, I'm going to continue to advance until I see or sense something.
Okay. Hold on. What is the range for danger sense?
It has to be within eyesight.
Okay.
As long as I'm not deafened or blind.
Okay.
As long as I see it.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you're good.
Spark lever and the revolver.
On that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you get an uncanny sense of when things nearby aren't as they should be. Okay. Yeah, no, so far it's still good.
Okay.
Okay, how much further are you advancing?
Until I see something or hear something.
All right. You continue all the way up to here. And then
Okay.
Sarkesha slowly behind. William, like everybody's at least a little ways apart
When
from
you
each
get
other.
that move in them, I like my line of sight or where I hear something.
All right. So from here, you can hear a little bit of commotion going on in the back-ish area of this place.
Just hear and not see.
You can hear, yeah, you cannot see.
Okay. I will continue up to that narrow corridor.
Okay, you walk around this little thing, and then right here is a door.
Okay. I will check to see if it's locked or not.
Okay. You check the door, and it opens. It is not locked.
Okay. I will continue until I see somebody.
All right. And then, again, everybody's kind of... Nope. There we go. Everybody kind of just filing in. There we go. Here's the thing. William, are you going to follow suit, or are you going to go a different route?
Two doors. Is this a door right here?
No, right here is a door. Yeah.
This is, and this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. Play with this main building first.
Okay, you're going with Hellrend. All right.
Is that also a door?
Yes.
Is it also closed?
That one is closed, yes. But now you can hear. I'll say now you can hear, and William, you'll start to pick up this too with your passive perception. More noise over here.
Whenever we enter into this hallway, I'm going to activate the aura that Starcleaver has.
Okay.
Give me a second, sorry, I haven't said anything about it because I'm pulling it up.
When I hear cohesive voices, go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm just kidding. Sorry, I have to plant my sword in the ground to do that. I forgot. My bad.
Okay. When I hear coherent voices, I will, just from a tactical standpoint, entering a battle, I would like to hear how many people are talking and what they're talking about before I enter this room.
Okay.
So I will take a couple of prolonged seconds to get my bearings on what's on the other side of the door.
Okay. So, distance-wise, you can hear clearly the voices of 1, 2, 3 people. And a little bit muffled, there are 3 more.
Can I hear what they're saying? And I would assume by now my ears would have gotten, like, slightly better because of the whole sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know I'm dumb. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, they would. The three closest voices that you can hear are these three right here. You hear one talking about, I've put my faith in this cause, and it just kind of goes away a little bit, and then the other voice kind of kicks up and is like, we've been planning this for a while. It's almost time. And then it kind of cuts away a little bit, so you don't hear that full conversation happen. And then the third voice chimes in and says, "Whatever happens, I will not falter."
Okay. Once I hear that all 6 of them are speaking, and I get that nobody else is speaking, and there's 6 of them, I would like to engage the door whenever William's ready.
Okay, William, you see Hellrend stand here for a good 5 minutes, just hearing the sounds, and as you get closer to him, you start to hear the same voices as well. And Hellrend kind of turns and looks at you with his hand on the doorknob.
Yeah, so if you don't say anything, I'm moving forward.
I'm gonna motion you 1 second. 1 second. I'm gonna take out 5 bullets, unpack them real quick, and just throw them in a scrap of cloth. And then cast delayed cryo magic blast and push.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Howard, here's the thing. Whenever this goes off, this is gonna be really fucking loud, disorienting them a lot. Run in there, do your thing, big man.
Okay. My intention was that you're just making a flashbang.
Kinda like a heavier breaching charge.
I was expecting this door to be unlocked.
It probably is.
So, is this door unlocked? I'm gonna check the handle.
You just wiggle it a little bit.
I'm gonna turn and open it, not aggressively, but to see if it opens.
Yeah, you grab the knob. You have your hand on it. You slowly turn it, and you hear a faint, click of the door, and then you slowly push it a little bit. It is open.
Okay. William, are you throwing that into the room?
That sounds like a better idea.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look at you, and you're gonna look at me and look down at the bag, and you're gonna do a tossing motion before I open the door. And I kind of shrug my shoulders at you and open the door, and you're just standing there, and I'm standing there, and you throw the bag through the door. So let me know when it explodes and what happens. I would like to move before all those people move, before initiation.
Yeah. So this is a sneak attack round. So
the grenade is just a 6-second fuse. So whenever this round ends is whenever it goes off.
Okay. I'm gonna do a cinematic entrance before I engage.
Okay.
We movie stars in the
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I open the door. He throws it. What do these people do?
All right.
Fire damage. You're fine. It's fire damage.
Okay. Describe how you throw it into the room.
Okay, so as he checks to see if it's open, I notice he's doing it and panic a little bit. And just toss the grenade in early and just shut the door and just look at him and panic. And then 1, 2, 6. You just hear the explosion and feel it against the door, and I just throw the door open.
Okay, there's a
Get him.
six seconds go by, and then you hear as it goes off.
It's I'm
And
not near my dice right now, but it's 66 fire damage if you want to roll it.
66 fire damage. Okay.
I'm assuming only to the first, maybe one.
Yeah.
Whoever's in that little cone, I guess.
Yeah, if you're throwing it in here, yeah. Use the delayed chromatic blast.
Oh yeah, that's like a 30-foot thing.
Damn,
Okay, so
I'm wrong.
okay, it is a 4d8 is what it is.
Okay, there you go. Throw it ahead.
Out of here with that.
And you said fire damage?
Yes, sir. Or fire damage.
Oh. Okay. 14 damage. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
Could have been worse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I prefer it be worse.
That is very true, yeah.
The door.
Okay, so is it 14? Okay. Give me 1 second. I gotta calculate all these. 1 second.
Good, do what you need.
Alright.
I was literally just gonna be like, breaching charge, go, bigger like grenade. I like that idea. I like where you're going with this.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, we're going to
Hellrend and Will is gonna be a great friendship, I can tell you that.
Alright, give me 1 second. Heal that back up. And then let me.
I think the interactions with Hellrend right now has been pretty cool because it's like Will doesn't know how to feel about him. So he's like, I'm just gonna give him the respect he wants, because if not, he might crash out. I don't want to deal with the crash out right now.
Might crash out.
Oh, okay, and then I gotta make sure I'm doing the right people here. Okay, so.
That's just Will's thoughts. I know what you're doing. It's Will's thoughts. He's like, he essentially, to him, this party is his family. He has a family to protect now, so that's another, that's an untold reason for the sword as well.
Being honest, I will always be independent.
That's fair.
That's
Will,
fair.
Will will still love you like family, but understand.
I will reject anything. You know what I mean? Like, not disrespectfully, but I'm just like, I want to work for it and I want to do things on my own. I don't want to be assisted by anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Not bad. Nope. That was wrong. That was the wrong one. Oh god, that is not. I keep adding. Oh my god.
Pull your shit together, man.
It keeps putting like more damage than it should. Okay, because I keep typing the wrong button. Okay, so as you fire off the delayed chromatic blast and fire spurt goes out everywhere, engulfing these first three voices that you hear as they kind of ignite on fire a little bit. There are a few candles nearby, so those kind of flare up as well. And then you open the door once more and you see three people in this first little set of stairs, and they're injured, but they still look pretty good. And then the other three you see standing, looming in the distance. Three more figures.
Is Malachar dressed significantly different than the others? And in the center at the podium?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Okay.
He is wearing a red robe that you can see with the lights that are shining throughout.
Okay.
Everybody else has a dark-ish kind of look to them. One of them significantly shrouded in darkness. The other ones, you see one in plated mail armor. You see another one who is not really, kind of just normal looking clothes, but he's really ripped and buff. And then the two other characters, you can definitely see the difference, are females. One is wearing a purple robe and one is wearing a blue robe.
Okay. Well, what I do is I hear the bang, I open the door, I take in this view, I see Malachar standing at his podium. I will start to enrage as I walk forwards, and I will point my axe towards him as I'm walking, and I will say, Malachar, I'm here for your head.
All right.
And while staring at Malachar, I will start swinging at this follower standing in front of me.
All right. So you get to him. You do that.
I'm just talking to Hellrend. Hellrend, leave the one cloaked in shadows to me. Shadows are my domain, and I take that shit disrespectfully.
So yeah, you're now at the door now.
I've already called out my opponent, so I'm carrying through anything that gets in my way to him. So,
all right, give me a roll to hit for the follower.
okie dokie.
Let me pull up my papers.
I rolled a 27.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
Thank you. Terrible. I rolled a 27 for damage.
27 for damage?
Yes, sir.
All right. You slice into him, and it's just like you see the cut go into him. You're using your axe side, right?
I sure am.
Okay, cool. So you go and you slash right into him, and you start to see. Actually, hold on. That needs to go. Hold on. 7. I gotta make sure I'm using these classes the right way. All right. All right. You see him kind of flex a little bit with the cut into him as it scrapes off of him. And you see blood splatter off to the floor. And then he lets out a and he is also enraged.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And then he is now enraged as well.
Alrighty. Is it still, so on a surprise, is it just one attack and then we go into initiative? Or is it everything I got?
So yes, it is one attack. So for this, I'm letting it be 2 because both of you were ready. So the first one would have actually just been the chromatic blast, but I let you get one off on 2 because also he was injured. So I let both of them go through. So yeah, now everybody roll initiative. You are first in the initiative count order, so you can move wherever you want.
Alright, so I'm going to use my action to move, which is 40 feet. Where's the ruler? So to that square. Then bonus action dash. Says another 40 feet, which is off the map. Alright. And then, because nobody can see me, I'm going to do stuff that's Nobody's going to see, so that passes my initiative.
All right. William, you're up.
Alright, let's leave those 3 dudes in back. Or which is the one that you described as the more shadowed?
The one to your right.
Acolyte.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going
Acolyte.
dead.
Sander.
You're going for him?
It's, whichever one is more shadowed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's him.
Yeah. Sorry, my map is going fucking everywhere.
No, yeah, you're good. Also, hold on. Well, 4. Actually, let me see real quick. Actually,
I can make it within the shooting range.
true, but actually,
Go for it.
what happens is you see you set your sights on your opponent, and what you see is this cloaked figure. Hold on, let me make sure I have the right distance for the church bell. God damn it, why can I not? I hate how I have to do it this way. A second. I gotta get the distance for this. Because also this is based on dexterity, is what I should say.
I'm sorry, I gotta make a dex save?
No, I'm saying the initiative order is if you roll the same number, I'm doing it whoever has the higher dex goes first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I wasn't keeping track of conversation. I got you now. I'm tracking.
Yeah. But I was also trying to see the distance for one of these spells. What is this? Yeah. Yep, that's the one I wanted to do. Okay. I mean, sure. You see, you've clocked your opponent, William. You know who you want to fight. And in an instant, you see him getting cloaked in shadows and disappears and reappears right in front of you and attacks you. And he has advantage. So
Go for it.
okay. It doesn't hit.
But
Even with advantage, it doesn't hit. I think, or did I do the wrong? Hold on.
new weapon luck, y'all.
Hold on. Let me
Oh shit.
hold on. I think. Hold on. I think I might have hit the wrong thing. Well, let me just check real quick. Because there's so many things that you could do.
Yeah, do your math, make sure it's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Me and this motherfucker getting it on.
Yeah, no, it doesn't hit.
Alright, but
Yeah. Okay, that is his turn. It is now your turn.
After I blocked his attack with my sword, I'm gonna pull up my gun and just blast him.
Okay, go for it.
$22.
Yeah, that hits.
Bet. And this place is dark, correct?
Current location? Yes.
Bet. 16 points total of damage.
All right.
As it's literally just repost, pull straight from the hip, bang, cowboy style.
All right. That is what happens.
And then bonus action, I'll attack with the sword.
Okay.
Let's try it out. Why not? 26 to hit. I know it says 24, but I'm using the actual stats.
Yes, that hits.
Bet.
Can I?
Plus another 9 points of damage as I'm cutting through him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let that go through, because that was not... I should have done something beforehand, but it's fine. Okay, so that goes, and then is that your turn?
Yep. I ain't moving. Well, I'll move out of the doorway, so if anyone else wants to get in, they can get in, but I'm staying in combat with this dude.
Okay. Yeah. All right. This is insane. Okay. So I'll do a few things first. Let me see. Okay, this may potentially be good. Yes, okay. So let's see if I can actually do this. Have movement. It's not a good. I guess Zarlius is gonna move over here, and this is more looks like it just stairways down towards the basement. You can kind of see across. It looks like so. It's going to be tough, but he's going to try it. He's going to pull out his Eclipse bow, and they have disadvantage on this because it's behind cover. Ooh. Yep. He fires off an arrow, and it sinks right into the pillar right in front of her. And let me see. Bonus action. It's not much. Bonus action, he's going to Misty Step right here. Or right here. And that is Zarlius' turn. Next up is Valakar's turn. He saw the delayed chromatic blast being fired off and hitting his devoted followers and staff members, and then seeing this fire giant come in and slash his follower, and then seeing one of his right hand people, or left in this case, teleport and take action. He's now going to be like, well, it seems you have blatantly interrupted what would have been an amazing and powerful transformation. So, he, as a bonus action, is going to use his dark invocation, and you see him gathering power into himself. This gives him advantage on his next spell attack roll. He is going to cast... let me make sure I have... I hate that I can't look at the or hover over the damn things, even though I have it set to do that, and I can't. To where it shows me the spells and stuff. But with how I'm looking at them, it doesn't do it right. Oh. Never mind. Sure. This'll work. Okay. 30 feet. Are you in front of him? Yep, 25 feet. Okay. Hellrend, you see just behind the follower, Malakar kind of bestow himself with dark energy into himself. And then he goes and he's going to fire off at you a fourth... the fourth level spell, but... the fourth level spell of Blight at you. And he has advantage on it, because that is what he did as his bonus action to bestow advantage. I don't have the freaking... I really just need to make them in the character sheets now instead of doing this freaking monster crap, because I can't do it. It is... Okay, hold on. Let me get... I just need... God damn it. Why is it that this is like... This makes me unprepared. I am prepared for this. It's just this sets back everything. Because of how this is set up. Okay. Sure. So what is it? It is a spell. It's a d20 plus your... What does it say? Con. Oh, 2 plus 3. Okay. So... Okay. Does a 21 hit you? Hellrend?
Sorry, I was muted. If it's not to the back, yes.
Yeah, it's right into your face.
Yep, it is.
Okay. So that is 8d8. You take... oh, wait. Give me a Constitution saving throw. I forgot that.
18.
18. Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't do a saving throw. I just did a upper roll. Let me do that again.
Okay.
Oof, that fucking sucks. 13.
Okay. It fails. Yeah. So you take full damage. Well, technically half because you are enraged. So 43.
That's only on physical damage, is it not?
I thought, or maybe.
Rage. As a rage bonus, you enrage for a minute. Make advantage of rage and early. Well, that doesn't describe to me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I got it. Resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it you take the full damage then, because it is a spell. So it is 43 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And now that brings us to initiative roll 20, even though it already did with the two characters that just went. Now you start to see the entire chapel start to shift and shake, and most of it goes and gets shrouded in darkness as everybody, and this reaches a little bit further out as well, outside. So sadly this does pull you in as well, John. The entire thing gets coated in shadows. And what happens next is everybody then gets cloaked and dispersed. As you guys, as your vision starts to reappear, I also need to re-pull up that freaking document. There we go. And place everybody against their opponent. So, William,
What's up?
you are placed in front of Malachar.
I can't see shit.
In this thing. It is still, I just switched the thing, just refresh.
Okay.
I switched the map.
Oh, you switched the map? Okay.
Yes.
So,
So the entire map and the entire room and world and everything gets coated in shadows, even outside, which pulls John into this as well. And everybody gets dispersed, and as your vision comes to, you see that you are now in front of your opponent. So, William, you are now in front of Malachar, who is still standing in his podium. John, you are now brought in to the room that you have just left, now facing a massive person who is armored to the teeth. It looks like a paladin. Arden is teleported, oh god, all the way into this room over here. Hellrend, you are teleported out into this graveyard with the follower. And Fuller is teleported into this library. And sadly, Zarlius is pulled into this other chapel room with Lysander. And now that the party is split in 1v1 combat, that is where we will end the episode here and catch up next time for a full, hopefully, one-on-one sessions that may lead to some weird conclusions. A lot of people are already taking damage, so and everyone else is still pretty good. Hellrend took a little bit of damage too, but everybody's still pretty good. There's a decent amount of damage done to these characters. So, we will pick up next time with this. So we'll see you guys later.